You are listening to the Foamy Heads podcast, where we discuss craft beer and anything else that accompanies a glass.
It is the Foamy Heads back in the studio today. Mitch and Rich hanging out on the mics today. We've got a couple of guys with us today. So, Mitch, it's not just us two.
Yeah.
The plan is to drink, I thought was going to be like 2 or 3 beers, but I'm looking in front of me. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I almost feel like we need one more. No, 10, because you've got one in front of you there.
The first one.
That's awesome. We've got the guys from Poor Choice of Words in the house today. Guys,
Couple of us.
Hello.
welcome. Introduce yourselves to the show.
Hey, yeah, my name is Zach. I'm, I guess you might call it the lead host. I mean, I consider us all co-hosts, but I'm usually the guy running the show, which is why I was just telling you guys. It's so nice to show up and not have to be that guy. I can just be the guest. I can be the talent and not have to worry about all that. Shane?
And yeah, this is Shane. And I'm just the beer guy with the beard. So.
And a nice one, too.
Well,
He is our
so
Cicerone.
So yeah,
Ooh.
Cicerone.
I like to get the little inputs. See, I flubbed. There's the first flub right there.
And it wasn't mine.
Right. So yeah, give the schooling, if you will.
That's what I like to hear. We've got quite a few beers lined up, kind of like I said earlier. I'm glad that you actually brought, and this will later obviously, but the Black Bell Stout, which is one we plan on having, you actually brought 2 of the 2019 variants, and I brought one of them, so I'm glad you brought one of the other as well, so that way we didn't have to double up on anything. But I think we've got a great lineup today. We've got a lot of stouts, some IPAs, we've got a Shandy. So I don't, it's really up to you guys how, in what order you want to kind of kick us off. And Zach, I know you've got one in front of you.
Yeah, I was thinking we'd start off with the Shindig IPA. There you go.
There it
Shindig
was.
IPA. It's a summer session. It's a collaboration between Half Batch here in Hendersonville
Nice.
and Briar Scratch out of Cotton Town. It's 4.7 alcohol by volume. No word on the IBUs, but
Briar Scratch, so they're the guys that do the, is it the Pops Hops or is it their IPA series? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what it was. They were at, we were at East Nashville Beer Festival one year, and there was a guy I thought from Briar Scratch that was just there kind of chilling. He didn't necessarily have his own tent, but he was just kind of hanging out, and he brought some of his IPA stuff, and we got a chance to try it, and it was super solid. But Half Batch based out of Hendersonville, Tennessee.
only about 15 minutes from where we're recording.
Yeah.
Man, I've been to Half Batch during 2019, 2020, but it's been a minute since I've visited my neighbors here in town. I need to roll down there and see what's happening.
Yeah, they're gonna have their new location being built here pretty soon. They showed us the blueprints.
Nice.
Be like, nice big place, nice outdoor area. Really looking forward to that.
Is it a second location, or are they actually
No, it's
moving?
actually, so if you're looking at Half Batch, like to the left, the end of the little shopping center,
Yeah.
there's a lot right next to that, and that's where it's going.
They're going
gonna
right
be-
next door, basically.
Yeah, literally.
Nice.
Huh. So that's where all the construction kind of is over there, maybe. Interesting. I've been wondering what was going on.
Bigger space, I guess
Yes,
is what it is.
much-
They're
much
outgrowing.
bigger space.
Perfect. Well, good on them, outgrowing their existing spot, which is always a good problem to have if you're a brewery.
So who took the first sip of this?
I did just now.
Ooh,
What do you think?
It's good. I'm getting a little bit of I don't know, a little peppery, honestly.
a little
Just
peppery.
A little bit, just on the tongue right there at the front.
Yeah, I can kind of
You
see
know?
that.
A little bit of carbonation.
Definitely getting some
mean-
citrus.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Finish is a little dry to me.
Yeah, it's definitely not what I call juicy.
Yeah.
So it's clear. Pretty clear.
You could see through it pretty well.
Smells fresh.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it does.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't
they
have
were
any
just
more nose
canning this
notes.
recently.
Oh,
Zach,
okay.
can I see that can real quick?
Absolutely.
A little bit of effervescence.
Ah, yes.
Shindig IPA. Shindig IPA with half batch collab. I'm sorry, with Briar Scratch, yeah, based out of Cotton Town. Summer Session India Pale Ale, 4.7%. That's an easy drinker.
It is.
Yeah, it's super tasty.
This would be what Nathan Menavelli would call a good lawnmower beer.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
We were talking with one of the guys, the head brewer from from Tenfold a little while back, and he used the term porch pounder. And well, he said it wasn't necessarily his term. He said it was something that he used frequently, and that's a great term for something like
That
this.
sounds like an indecent exposure call to the police.
Yeah.
Good porch pounding beer.
Yeah.
Pepper, you're right. I get a little bit of it on just on the front,
Yeah,
just
on
on the very
just like
front.
very tip of the tongue.
Yeah. When did this one get released? This was new, you said.
This is new. This just came out recently. We just got it on shelves over at the Casual Pints last week.
Yeah.
So
You guys do a lot of your episodes at the Casual Pint in Smyrna.
The majority, if we're not on location, like we're doing this.
Yeah. Because the last episode you guys put out, you were doing at the Casual Pint. You posted on your Instagram page, and you guys were all kind of lined up at one of the high top tables out there. And I immediately recognized Shane when I was looking at it because I was like, hey, I know that guy. He's got a beard too. So
we all
seeing
know each other.
yeah, that's right. It's a small world. It's getting bigger though for some reason.
Absolutely.
Started out with a bunch of lazy guys that just didn't want to shave anymore, and then kind of turned into a fashion statement. But they're still the originals like us that are out there.
Okay.
Well, it's funny because we met you guys at the Nashville Craft Beer Social Club beer share, and I like you guys are definitely familiar. Like I know we met and we talked.
Yep.
But I didn't know that you guys were the Foamy Heads at the time. I didn't find this out till much later. So I think it was Jim was like, yeah, they were at the bottle share. I'm like, wait, really? Like, which ones were they? They're like, the guys with the beers. I'm like, well, that's fucking everyone at the bottle share.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Jim has a really long beard, right? Is
Yeah,
that Jim?
that is his COVID beard.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah.
Gotcha.
Well, I like to correct him because it's more of a very, very long goatee.
That's fair.
That's a good point.
To be fair.
To be fair,
Very long goatee.
very long goatee.
Yes, that's a good point because it doesn't.
Nothing on
You
the
know
sides.
what? I'm not gonna sit there and tell Jim was you're allowed to do that.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
tell Jim
allowed
what
to do
all the
that.
time.
Yeah, we were
I keep trying to convince him to get the Viking braids because I think that would look badass.
That would be killer.
He's got the length for it now, right?
for sure.
What was
And the
it, like
girth.
right here ish?
Yeah, it's
halfway down the body.
Yeah, I
down
mean
to
it's
his
probably
chest.
nipple length.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
nippling.
Nippling.
Yeah, we met you guys. First started talking to you guys originally on the Nashville Craft Beer Social Club. Mitch actually arranged that for us. You know, he was. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what night it was, but he was like, "Hey, what are you doing on this night?" And I was like, "Well, not much." He was like, "You want to do a virtual bottle share?" And I was like, "Okay." You know, that works. He's like, just a few guys were just kind of getting together, and I bought because you spend, what was it, $50?
Yeah, about.
Something like that for
Or
just
about.
a case,
Yeah.
of all the beers that you're doing. And he was like, and he brought them over, and he's like, bringing in those. I go, Mitch, how many beers are we drinking tonight, man? He's like, it's okay, we're splitting them, it's all good. But like,
Even then, it was a challenge. That was a lot of beer.
No, I had a beer a box to myself, and
Oh.
I barely got through half of it.
Yeah.
which sucked because I wanted to go through because they had like somebody from East Brewery just kind of talk about the beer and explain it, and something about tasting a beer while somebody who's created it is like lovingly explaining it to you. It's a totally different experience. But like half the beers I couldn't even drink that night because it was just way too much.
Yeah.
and you were solo, you were doing it all by yourself that
I was
night.
I was
Yeah.
at home.
We all had things
Yep. I mean, life
Poor
happens.
Zach had to drink all the beer by
all
himself.
by himself.
Had
Poor guy.
to, yes.
Had to.
Air quotes.
Air quotes. That was a good time. It was awesome. It definitely went longer than I anticipated, but that's always a good thing when you're drinking beer, just because you're talking with good people, you're collaborating, people are just sharing their thoughts on it, and you have the guys from the breweries there, kind of talking about it.
Yeah, Matt Simpson, right?
Yeah,
Last time?
yeah.
Yeah,
Matt
I
is
mean, he was
great,
there
yeah.
hanging out with us, showing, like pulling special bottles out of the back, giving samples out of the, wow. Such hospitality. Like, we had such a great time there.
Yeah.
Is there another one of those coming down the pipipeline?
Another
That'd be
one.
great if there was like another one of those virtual.
Oh,
shares.
beer shares?
Yeah, those are great.
Well, do you like the in-person or do you like the virtual?
In person's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take
I
Either
mean, I
one
think
of them,
everyone's
yeah.
fully vaccinated by now.
Yeah.
I don't really see a risk there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
mean,
double tapped by Moderna.
The fundraising the fundraising with the Nashville Craft Beer Social Club is going to keep on going. I can't remember who their new charity is offhand, but the last one, Kids Place down in Lawrenceburg, it's a Child Advocacy Center. We raised either 8,000 or 8,500 for them over the.
You
10
mentioned that
10-month
actually
course.
on the last recording that you did, I think. Yeah, I remember that now.
I saw the photo of when you went there and delivered the check.
Yeah.
That's awesome stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a worthy cause. I say it all the time. Like, it's work I could not do.
Yeah. The what was it? The digital one, the digital beer share was super interesting, seeing all the brewers being able to pop up on screen.
Yeah.
But going back to the subject of in-person versus digital, the in-person is just more personable, for lack of a better word. It would have been nice to see that same scenario in person, and I'm curious how that'll be if you get that many people involved. But yeah, anyway, sorry.
I think it'd be a good time, but those can also turn into a shit show.
Yeah.
You can't cause trouble when you're in your own home, right?
Well, here's the thing. I had about 20, 25 people over to my house a few weeks ago for a backyard bottle share.
Ooh.
And food, and everybody brought stuff. The goal was to empty out my own refrigerator.
And he ended up with more beer than he started with.
Yeah, definitely. But recently, though, we're brewing a beer at my house, and so people came over to help bottle and everything. We put a pretty good dent in it then, so
Nice.
it's good now.
There you go.
And in about 2 weeks, if you're around, you can come over and try my beer.
Okay.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, we're
I'm
sorry.
empty, by the
go
way.
ahead.
Do you want to tell them about October? That's when we're doing the competition, right?
Yes. Wait, the
homebrew competition.
The homebrew comp. Yes. Sorry. Thank you. I was thinking that other
Oh,
competition
yeah,
we
good
talked about
talk.
earlier.
Oh, the bikini.
No,
Hang on a second.
the flip cup.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's a different one.
That's a different one. We'll
But,
talk about that next.
yes. There is a homebrew competition coming up with the Casual Pint. Essentially, anyone that wants to enter, you can enter. Doesn't cost you anything to enter. I'm actually looking for judges. So if you are certified to be a judge and you're interested, please reach out to us. And yeah, we're going to have this go down. The plan is have everyone with their homebrews come in. The judges are going to sample. They will then determine the top 3, maybe 4. Those 3 or 4 could potentially get put on tap at the
Ooh.
Casual Pint.
Very nice.
And then it goes to fan judging. So
Very fun.
keep that in mind. If you're interested, come by and sign up or shoot me a message, what have you. And if you want to judge, please let me know. We're looking preferably for those certified judges so that we can make this a legit thing.
Yeah.
So, and we'll go from there.
That sounds awesome.
And then next month,
Yes, next month. Go
with
ahead.
the other local craft beer podcast, Drinking Partners,
Ah.
they're going to be doing a flip cup competition.
Yes. So,
There's something about an entry fee. I wasn't there when you hammered out all the details.
yeah, we're still trying to fine tune that, but there will be an entry fee for teams. It's teams of 4. And basically, you drink some beer, you flip a cup, you drink some more beer, you flip a cup, and there'll be judges there, and that'll get dwindled down to see who the best is. The plan is we're going to set something up out back behind the Casual Pint
Okay.
and hold it there. So, obviously, yeah, a lot goes on at the Casual Pint.
I
Yeah.
imagine
We're a hip,
flip
cool
cup
space.
gets worse the more you drink. Like
I'm
you
sure.
get worse at it, which is obviously ideal.
I mean, I've only played it a handful of times anyways, and these guys are saying that they're experts. So
I'm terrible at it sober.
I don't. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't do it either way.
So,
But maybe it's like, maybe it's like bowling. Like, the more you drink, the better you get.
You know,
yeah.
I'd
mean-
like to try that out and test that theory.
I had a friend, my best friend, when he was going through medical school in college. He had access to like a lab BAC analyzer,
Ooh.
and he had in his mind one time to conduct an experiment to see, like, compare your BAC to your score and determine like an ideal blood alcohol content.
Heck yeah.
Oh wow.
I don't think he ever went through with it, but if you're a scientist and you're out there,
See, my friends
Or
and I
even
would
a
give
cop.
each other field sobriety tests. Yeah, military cop. So we would give each other field sobriety tests.
Nice.
Although we'd all been drinking, so the
The competition was the opposite at that
Right.
point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so is it like a carnival barker where you have to like guess the number and you win a prize?
Exactly. You
Nice.
figured it out. Yes.
Closest without going over.
Height, weight, and BAC.
Yes.
Nice.
So
What do we
wanna
got?
crack?
What's next?
We got several things. Maybe the two. Well, what is this shandy? A
Yeah, I
candy
see
shandy?
a shandy, and then what is this one right here?
That is a
that-
collaboration between Stillwater and something with a C.
Is it a stout?
It is.
It is a stout. Okay.
It's an imperial stout.
Okay.
Collaboration with
Well, you had me at Living Waters.
Casita Brewing and Stillwater.
Oh, Stillwater.
Stillwater. Yes.
Sorry,
Stillwater.
I heard Living Waters.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
so
no.
Imperial Stout, or we've got the Surf Rock Candy Shandy, Pontoon Brewing in collaboration with Repeat.
I vote shandy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
If we're going in
lighter,
order, yeah.
get a little darker, a little heavier.
There have been too many times when I'm like, oh, that sounds really great, and I drink the stout and it's like 14%. And I'm like, oh, well, let's go grab this wit beer afterwards. I'm like, guess I need
Yeah.
a palate cleanser after all.
Yeah, whip beer's a little weird after stout for sure.
That one looks great.
A Pontoon, like I don't think I've had a bad beer from them yet.
No.
And this is actually going to be the test because I'm not a huge Shandy fan,
Ah.
so we'll find out.
Yeah, Shandys.
Stay tuned.
I've had a few of the bottled Shandys, or not bottled, canned like shock tops Shandys and stuff.
Yeah.
Those didn't really turn me on to the brand, but or the style. But I've had a few Shandys from other craft beer people, and they've been really nice, flavorful, tasty, little kind of slammable things. So I'm curious. I haven't had a lot from Pontoon myself.
It smells a little tart on the nose.
Does a little bit.
Bubble gummy.
It does smell bubble gummy.
Yeah. I was trying to place my finger on it. That's interesting.
See if it's chewable.
Bubblicious.
Yeah, I, for me personally, I love Pontoon, but just that weedy aftertaste, not my style.
Yeah.
So Pontoon's actually based out of Sandy Springs, Georgia, which is relatively close to where I used to live.
Oh, okay.
So when these guys started distributing up here, I might have been out in Murfreesboro, Stones River Total Beverage,
yeah.
off Thompson Lane.
Get the
Used to
Smiggles.
work. Yeah, used to work real close by there, so I would, that would kind of be my stop on the way home on Thursdays.
Yeah.
My last job, me and my buddies would go out. We'd each buy a 4 or 6-pack, and then we'd kind of split. That way, you'd have 3 or 4 different beers to take home with you, kind of for the week or whatever. And these guys would start distributing Pontoon. Never heard of them before, so I just bought it based on the simple fact that they're kind of close to where I grew up, and where I used to live. And I agree with you. Everything I've had from Pontoon has actually been really, really good. And this is no exception. I'm kind of in the same
Different
boat.
style.
Yeah, it is a different style. Shandy's in general, it's kind of where I started when I started doing my craft beer
That's
experience
interesting.
a while ago. Summer Shandy's and things like that. And then from then I, kind of started moving away. So it's actually been a while since I've had a Shandy, but like a circle, things always come back around. And, you go, I wonder how this tastes, 10 years later.
That's funny because you don't really hear about people starting on Shandies. It's
No?
typically you move from your Bud Light to like a legit lager to an IPA, you get a little adventurous. Maybe you get into something like an amber or something darker. But I don't know that I had a Shandy until probably a few years recently.
See, I actually went from Bud Light to dark
Smirnoff.
lagers,
Yeah.
and then brown
to Zima.
ales, porter stouts, and then went.
Don't
to
knock
the
on
IPAs.
Zima.
Four Loco.
Hey,
For Loco, yes.
No, I mean that was the thing. It was either Zima with the Jolly Rancher in it or the Smirnoff Ice.
The Smirnoff. That was my.
Smirnoff Ice, yep.
That was right around when I started drinking.
Yeah.
Craft beer for me was Belgians got me into it because I was coming off of Steel Reserve, Miller High Life, and all
Steel
the
Reserve.
classics.
I used to drink Ice House.
oh yeah, good old ice beers.
Some King Cobra.
I had,
Mickey's.
Yeah.
You mentioned Four Loco earlier, kind of as a joke, but it was some time back. It hadn't even Four Loco wasn't even out yet, and my buddy and I were at Universal Studios down in Florida, and I think we were 18 or 19 or something like that at the time, and back when people could come out and be like, hey, you want to try something to drink, and you didn't know them, and you said sure, that was okay. That shit doesn't fly today. But we were out at Universal, and some guy comes up in the suit and is like, hey, we're conducting a survey, you guys want to do blind taste testing on new beverage coming out? And we were like, not really. And he was like, we'll give you $20 each. And we're like, hell yeah, we're in. So we go back there, we start blind taste testing everything, and we're getting, giving feedback and thoughts, and they give us our $20, and we walk out the door, and on the back, and I went, Four Loco, that sounds really weird.
So you were in on the ground.
I was
floor.
a blind taste tester for Four Loco before it had even hit the shelves.
practically a
and didn't
developer.
even know it. Yeah. I was trying to figure out why I was so amped up the rest of the day, and I couldn't figure out why.
Oh yeah, that was back before like the regulators stepped in.
Yeah, and
Back
not
when
to
people were
mention they
dying.
didn't ask for IDs. So I was 18 years old,
Nice.
and drinking Four Loco, and nobody
Just
knew
an
any
energy drink
different.
kid.
Yeah, just earn $20. $20 is $20, right?
Yeah, didn't a lot of people die? Drinking Four Loko?
I don't.
I mean,
I did it. So
Similar to like Surge, right? Blowing up kids' hearts and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
I love
No.
Surge.
I
man.
remember at some point like they had to completely redo their formula because too many people were dying.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Like this didn't pass Q&A or something like that. Like, hey, we've got a high death rate for
Yeah, I
Surge.
guess the FDA had to step in.
Four
I don't
Loco.
know.
Maybe we need to
I don't
change
know
it
the
up
full
a
story
bit.
to be honest, but
Four Loco went Too Loco?
Yes.
But where's the soundboard?
I know.
Right, yeah.
I left it at home. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I've been.
I should have
heard-
brought that just for the buttons.
Yeah, I've been hearing the sound effects on your last episode, and I got a little jealous. Not gonna lie, it's like, oh,
I've got a few in there. I've got a few that I rarely use anymore. I might need to like just go through and refresh it, get some fresher stuff in there.
Family Guy references were on point.
Yeah, I mean, can't go wrong with the
Yeah.
Family Guy, especially when you sound like Seth MacFarlane.
I was literally about to say that. I was like, you sound a little bit like Seth MacFarlane. He's got that radio voice.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
I mean, people have told that to me before, so I'll take it. He's a very sexy man, very talented. He
Very
sing his ass
talented.
off too.
Yeah.
I respect it.
It was weird. Me and my wife started a binging of trash television during the pandemic, and Shark Tank happened to come on screen, and
He was on Shark Tank.
he showed up as a guest
The
trying to
shit
promote a
trap thing.
product. Huh?
He was doing the shit trap thing, wasn't he? It's like you could put
Yes,
it over
yes.
and it'll trap flies or whatever, but it
Yeah.
required dog excrement or something like that first.
It was a weird contraption. It's something that I'm surprised hasn't made it on the show on Family Guy, or maybe it has in some sort of sense or irony, but yeah, they did not bite. Needless to say.
So was he legit hawking this thing, or was it like a celebrity episode? Or...
Some guy came in that knew Seth, and
Oh,
Seth
okay.
came in to help
Oh,
hype
so
it
he's
up.
like helping a buddy out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice of him.
Yeah.
I guess so. He was using his the invention was a way to trap flies, in your area, but what I think he missed that everybody else kind of picked up on is in order for you to trap flies, you have to have something there that attracts flies to begin with. Like dog shit, and if you just didn't have that there, you probably wouldn't have the problem with flies. And then
Right.
then Seth MacFarlane walks out to kind of hype his man up or whatever, and they're like, "Well, do you use this, Seth?" And he's like, "Well, I don't have a dog, so no, I don't really use this."
All right. Let me ask you this: if you remember, how much was the guy looking to get in, like an investment?
He wasn't asking for much.
It might have been like 250.
It might. I think it was less than that actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
Seth
a legit
MacFarlane
product.
Really believed in him, he could have just given him that $250,000.
Sure.
Well,
He's
they
got
may or may
some
not have
money.
asked
Yeah.
that question, like, "Why don't you fund this yourself? then?
Right.
Why are you here in front of
$250,000's nothing to you, Family
multi-billionaires?"
Guy.
Yeah. He obviously didn't believe in it.
Did you ever see that space show he was on?
Yes.
Ooh.
Really good.
Show.
The
It was basically like Star Trek, but
Yeah.
like a comedy.
yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it's
I
pretty
can't
funny.
remember
I did
either.
watch all of the first season.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
I got through about half, I think, of that first season, and unfortunately, I don't have much memory of like the antics, but it had some very, very, expected back and forth triangles, love triangle thing,
Yeah.
and whatnot. But
A lot of that quick, dry humor.
Exactly, yes.
That he's known for.
yes,
Norm Macdonald was on
Orville?
there. The
Ah,
Is that what
yes.
it's called?
Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
Yep, Norm
Yeah, I
Macdonald voiced.
didn't bring my Google
somebody.
machine today.
Man, Google
Yeah.
always knows what you're looking for. That's
They sure
good or
do.
bad. It's like, did you mean? Yes, I did, Google. That's exactly what I meant.
Well, I'm gonna get my glass ready for another one here.
Yeah.
Are we going into the dark side now?
I guess we don't have much left, do we?
Guess, but
Other than the
it's
darks.
Pretty much all dark.
Yeah. Didn't plan that out very well.
I don't. Yeah, and it's 91 degrees outside, and when we should be drinking lighter beers and IPAs, we're drinking like double imperial stouts.
Now, if we need a cleanse, I do have an IPA and a lager I brought with me if we need to break it up. They're not collaborations or anything, but they're really good beers, so we have that option also.
Okay,
So just let me know when you want one of those.
that sounds good.
So for reference, I don't think anyone has brought it up yet, but before meeting for the show, I'd had the idea, since it's going to be a collaboration episode, let's do collaboration beers.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah.
guys definitely showed up. Like, my God.
You say that, but I think we all brought the same amount of beers. You guys might have brought a couple more to think about it.
Well, it's funny. You sent me the picture earlier of the Black Belt 2019.
Mhm.
And he sent me a picture back with all his collabs. He had like two of them. Like, oh, you're going to show up at 2 and flex, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
do it
okay.
right.
I'm used to being the inferior. That's all right.
Well, since we mentioned the Stillwater Casita, do we want to do that one?
Perfect.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
We've got one more coffee collaboration we can do after that as well.
So I was doing a search on. I was doing a search last week for just some interesting topics to talk about, and I don't know. Any of you guys here use Untapped?
A little bit.
A little
I
bit.
used to. I deleted mine when I realized I was an alcoholic.
Does having Untapped make you an alcoholic, or are you an alcoholic and Untapped is kind of your tool for it?
Ooh, see, that's tough right there.
That's
All I know is within 3 years, I checked in over 3,000 beers.
Yeah.
So I have been a member since 2011, and I still don't have 3,000 beers, and I consider myself to be an alcoholic.
Well, if you consider
I'm-
the places I've worked also to where I have access, that everyone wants me to drink their beer.
Good point. That's a good point.
Been at a couple of breweries now.
Yeah.
Used to work at the Craft Brewed in Nashville.
That's where I initially recognized you as
Yeah.
from Craft Brewed.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense now, actually. Yeah.
So, I mean, working in those places, drinking all of that beer, and then, of course, volunteering and working at every beer festival for however many years.
Oh, nice.
So
That would
I've had-
rack them up.
Yeah, exactly. So I was able to add those relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at mine. Started this in August of last year. I've got
Okay.
190 check-ins, 171 unique beers.
That's a pretty good ratio.
But I don't really check. Like maybe half of them I'll actually check in. I'm so lazy about it.
I'm really bad too. It's taken me forever to get to 8,000.
But then our co-host Alex, he'll be at a place. He'll get a flight and check in every dang one and tag you in all of them. So like 5 minutes apart, you can just keep getting these notifications. Like, all right, chill out.
That's me. I'm that guy, by the way. I'm that guy. You don't want to be on tap friends with me because your phone will be going off constantly.
I joined 2012 and I have 801 beers.
801.
I've had far more than that for sure, but yeah. 992 check-ins. Getting there.
You're getting there. I think you're the winner.
well, and one other reason I decided to stop using it, it was taking so much time to take pictures, write profiles, get
Yeah.
ratings. If I'm sitting here with friends, I don't want to do all that. So,
Right.
So then I'm taking, at one point, I have 100 pictures of beer on my phone. I don't remember anything about them
remember
at that
what you
point.
checked.
No. Yeah.
So,
Anybody else have a sip of this yet?
not yet.
Oh my
Right now.
gosh, that is nice.
got
Smooth and
a-
creamy.
Got a nice nose to it.
Nose.
Got,
wonderful.
got like a smoky note.
What is the ABV on that thing?
It's a good question. I
I'm
didn't
gonna
read.
guess higher than you think.
Wow.
Do you know it?
That
No,
is,
I have no idea.
that is
Take-
velvety.
Taking guesses.
I didn't expect this from a can.
8.3.
8.3. 8.3 ABV. What are we looking at?
Damn, that's what I was gonna say.
I will. Okay.
I'll say. Shit, is it? It's not 9. I'll go 7.6. I'll go lower.
7.6 8376. Did you? This is yours. Did you look at it by chance?
I probably did, but I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay.
I'll just shoot for a solid 9.
Okay.
No. Here's what you do: do the Price is Right thing.
Yeah.
1%.
Yeah,
1%.
right.
Closest without,
Close without going over.
By the way, every single one of you are way under.
Really?
Oh.
Yes, 13%.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
ABV Imperial.
See, I told
Stout.
you it was gonna be more than you think it is.
Yes, burnt caramel, black truffle, and lava salt.
Mm.
Flat Earth Imperial.
That's that
Stout.
smokiness, that burnt
Yeah.
caramel.
Uh-huh.
That is nice.
Truffle.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah, this is
I don't know
awesome.
if I could. It would be hard to do an entire 16-ounce can of that. I could probably do one can, but I don't know if
One.
I'd be able to do
That's
much
the
more than that
only
after
thing
the
you're
fact.
drinking, yeah.
Yeah, if that's the correct. Yeah, if
Yeah,
that's
if
the
you're like,
only
I'm gonna
thing
have
I'm
one
having,
beer tonight.
Yeah.
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
This kind of reminds me of what's the dragon milk?
Oh, yeah.
Dragon's
It's
Milk.
got that heaviness to it where I know I'm going to be hungover if I go over one can. Where
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be heavy feeling the next day.
It's like sitting down having a 6-pack of Dogfish 120.
Right? Yeah.
Who's
no.
doing that? Nobody.
No way.
That was actually, believe it or not, my first IPA that I liked. My second IPA that I tried. So I had before I was even in the IPA game, kind of, I had a manager at my last job was like, oh, try this one's called Stone Ruin 10. You'll love it. And I was like, I don't drink IPAs. I've never had one. He's like, oh, it's not that heavy, 10% and 150 plus IBUs or classic West Coast IPA from Stone. It's their Ruination, but kind of like their 10-year anniversary. And I took a sip and just about, I was on the phone with him and I almost puked because I was like, guys, this is not, I love it now. Like hop beer is good, but the next IPA that I'd actually ever had was I shared a bottle of a 120.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, okay, so this is what IPAs are supposed to taste. No, that's not what IPAs are supposed to taste like either. But it was one of those, 17.5%, I think it was. Yeah, and 120 IBUs. So it was definitely something that I thought that's how IPAs were supposed to taste. But little did I know that there was more than one different kind of IPA out there in the world at the time. But yeah, that's a kind of that was my 120 was my foray into the IPA world, and from after that, I kind of started experiencing everything on the spectrum.
Can you hand me the can real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I will check this one in now that I've got Untapped open. Does anyone want like a little more pour from this?
I'm gonna pace myself. I think.
Same.
Yeah.
We can always cuvee at the end.
Yes.
Mix every single one of these beers together.
Oh my god.
Oh, that would be disgusting.
Would it though?
Well, that's the game show aspect.
Yeah. We did it. Did we record that? Did we do our cheap beer episode?
We it's out there, yeah.
Yeah, we did a cheap beer episode. It was a couple of years ago. We had I think we had King Cobra, High Life, Bud Ice, Mickey's. Gotta have Mickey's. They were all terrible.
Oh yeah, but Mickey's is like a whole another level.
It was completely different.
Bud Ice is absolute trash, but Cobra was all right in my opinion.
I don't remember which one, air quotes, won. Like which one was the?
I think it was Cobra.
I think it was
in this scenario.
King Cobra was the least offensive out of all the ones that we tried. There were a good 7 or 8. I think we had that.
Yeah, it was a good plethora. We're due to do that again.
Oh.
We did a similar thing. It was I don't remember if it was like it wasn't a bachelor. Anyways, some sort of party that Alex and his friends had over at their house. And one of the games was blind taste test of like shit beer.
Oh, yeah.
So you just had little plastic shot glasses of different cheap beer, like 6 of them. And the typicals, the Bud, the Light, the Mick Ultra, the Corona.
And you had to guess them?
And you had to guess them. And whoever got the most right won.
Nice.
I think Alex ended up getting 5 out of 6. I got like 1. Well, I
Did you
don't
really
drink shit
win,
beer. I'm
though?
sorry.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
is there any winners in this game?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Did the loser have to like mix all of them together and drink one big pint at the end?
Thankfully, no, because that would have been me.
But that's something we might have to put together later in this year.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I might mix in one bad beer
That would
and
be
just see if that lands on anyone's palate just like super good. Oh, this is what I'm talking about.
I'd love to do that with a series of lagers.
Ooh, yeah, the lager would be
Different
good.
Style lagers.
Oh,
Yeah.
That would be fun.
that would be interesting. That would be fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be down to try that. And obviously, more than just Mitch and I hanging out, drinking beers would be good. I think if we had a few people in here, that would be something fun to do. Absolutely. I'm digging that plastic silicone bar glass that you have right over.
The silly pints. These things are awesome. Drink
Yep,
out of them.
can't break it.
Or put another drink in them.
There you go.
Whatever.
Ah, it's like a little insulator.
Exactly.
Nice.
Cupception. Wait. Like Inception?
Oh, wow.
Trying. Cup in a cup.
And they only get better the more beers you drink, too.
Well,
Yeah.
or worse. It's how depends if everyone's at the same level.
Speaking of next beer,
Yeah.
does anybody have a preference? I kind of got my eye on one, but I don't want to kind of ruin the order of operations.
No, whatever you like.
The
think,
Sump
Mitch?
one, the other can here,
Yeah.
it is also a coffee.
Okay.
So if we want to just stick to the coffee
That
and knock
makes-
that out,
Well,
Yep.
in that
Yeah, do that.
case, after Sump, we've got another
Do
one
knock, knock.
here.
Yep.
The Knock Knock.
nice.
I was actually going to say the Knock Knock. I didn't know that the Sump was a coffee stout because I had forgotten about it. But either one of those to me makes sense to go in the next order, considering we followed it with the one we just had.
So this is
Yeah, that
perennial
was
and
really loud.
Sump.
That was so loud. Yeah, sorry about that.
My ears are ringing.
Yeah, I hope it's still good. I think it is.
It's
Yeah.
a constant thing.
Okay. Man, I've had Sump coffee. I know they have a place in Nashville. I didn't realize they had collaborations with.
This thing is almost
Perennial.
pouring out like syrup.
Yeah,
Motor oil. Yeah.
I'm seeing.
Looks good.
It looks thick.
Drip down the side.
I think
you.
I've had this one before. I think you actually turned me on to this one, Mitch. We
Did I?
might have- Yeah. Sump coffee stout.
Oh my gosh, it's black
That
as
or
sin.
I've had a. Wow. If it wasn't this one, then it was
Oh, look at
another
the,
one
the
with.
bubbles flowing down though.
Yeah.
it was this one.
I
Actually.
love watching that. I don't know if there's like a scientific term for that,
You know,
where the
it's-
head kind of cascades downward while the bubbles
Uh-huh.
going upwards.
Yeah,
The cascade effect.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
You almost get that on nitro pour beers.
Yes.
Kind
Yeah.
of more often than
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
where it
yeah.
kind of looks like it's like
Yeah.
folding in on itself
Right.
as it's going
I love
down the
watching
edges.
that. That is
Yeah.
so cool
Dude, I
to
can watch that in
watch.
slow motion.
Yeah.
This is one of those things that I wish I could have a
Some
screensaver
ASMR.
of back whenever I liked having screensavers.
Back when screensavers were required.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And let me say, Perennial knows how, in my opinion, knows how to make a really good stout.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
I mean, their bomb series is really good. I'm not a fan of like habanero. They do a lot with like peppers in their beers and stuff
I
like
love
that.
pepper and beer.
I just I can't do it. It's just not that I can't do it. It's not my preference. And Prairie does. Or I'm sorry. I said Prairie. I'm thinking Perennial. I'm sorry. Both of them make really good beer. I've only had like 2 beers. Why am I feeling buzzed already? This is a Perennial beer. I'm sorry. I was
I'm glad it's not
referring
just
to
me.
yeah.
Thank you for saying
I
that.
should have just gone with it. Why not? But Perennial makes some solid beers. One of my buddies has actually been up to the brewery at Perennial. Have you been there as well?
Yeah, I've been. It was
Oh,
a few years
was it
ago.
killer?
Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Oh.
And I remember when they first came, it was one of the early East Nashville beer festivals, and the line for Perennial was longer than any other line
Wow.
for people waiting to get their beers.
Whoa.
It was absolutely amazing.
I remember. I'm gonna take a sip of this first, and I have a question about the East Nashville Beer Festival.
Speaking, the head retention on this thing stuck.
It's staying around.
Yeah. Some of us got smaller glasses and, a different kind
You
of
can see right
thing,
through it.
but
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
That is coffee too.
lots
the
of
thing.
coffee.
Yeah, very strong on the coffee.
I don't even drink coffee except in beer.
Neither do I. Agree. I'm 100% with you.
I've never had a full cup of coffee in my life.
I don't like the taste.
Nope.
And that's crazy, having been in the military and been an MP and all that.
Yeah. No, never.
Like,
never
what did you
drank
eat with
coffee.
the donuts?
Milk.
Assume he ate donuts.
I mean, he was
I
in
mean,
the
like,
military, but it's still
what else
pop.
are you gonna drink with your donuts? Man, this is solid.
Yeah, this is really good.
I agree with you though. I'm not like Shane. I don't drink coffee. I like the smell of it. I just don't like the taste of it, and it could be the burnt taste at the end, kind of roasty. I don't know, but throw it in a stout. I'm
Absolutely.
there.
And this has a beautiful roastiness to it. This is so good.
This is something I could have to start my morning off with.
Exactly. Breakfast.
All right, so I got something to share here,
Yeah.
and I'm taking bids.
Oh.
So the oldest single malt bottle, the oldest single malt Scotch ever bottled will be up for sale this year. So they're making 250 bottles up in total.
Huh.
So this is from Gordon and MacPhail, known as one of the oldest and most revered independent bottlers in Scotch whiskey's history. Just introduced the oldest single malt Scotch ever bottled. Generations 2021 is a spirit bottled from the Glenlivet Distillery in a G&M bespoke cask dating back to what year?
I thought you were going to quiz us on the price. I didn't know you were going to.
I'll do that too, but I figured just throw one or two more in there.
Did you not know I had this in my bag?
Shane pulls out the Field Guide to Whiskey from his bag. Just
Always prepared, man.
just always prepared.
Reading materials. I like learning new things. That's what I've been doing.
I like learning stuff.
What's that field guide give us on dating?
Yeah.
I bet I could find that brewery in here, actually. Or,
So this is the current Old's Worldest cask of Scotch whiskey.
Cast. Does it say whether it's single malt or blended? Like, is that a requirement?
That this whiskey, the oldest single malt Scotch ever
Single malt
bottled,
Scotch, okay.
remains so full of vibrant flavor with a strength of 44.9% ABV,
Okay.
is testimony to knowledge handed down over successive generations of my family, says Stephen Rankin, director of Prestige at Gordon and MacPhail Whiskies, and a member of the 4th generation of the family that owns that company.
I'm going to go with 1709.
wow.
I don't know why.
Okay.
America had
So
not even
before the
been
Revolutionary
discovered
War.
yet.
Like way before, okay.
I don't know. I don't know all that, but I'm just saying if it's old as fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea.
I'm going 1890.
Price is Right rules, 180.
Close to that going over?
180.
180.
Yeah. Nice.
I thought you said 180, but then I heard 180.
180.
Nice.
No, actually not. You guys are all way under. 1940
Okay. Wow.
Oh,
goes
okay.
back to.
Huh.
I mean, we
So
weren't
how
wrong.
much will this be going for?
Yeah, oh.
Bids
Oh, jeez. Bottle or case?
per bottle.
Because you said they're only making 250
250
bottles.
decanters.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, decanters on top of that.
Yeah, so it's extra fancy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going with. I'm gonna say 50,000.
That's high.
I don't know. Is it?
I can get a decanter for like $35.
I'm going 2,500.
With the world's oldest single malt whiskey. In
Why
it?
not?
Okay.
2,500.
2,500.
So 2,500, you're at 50,000.
I feel
Quite
like
the
an
spread.
idiot though.
I'll go 3,500.
3,500.
Yeah.
You are the closest without going over.
All right.
Really?
Don't have an exact price, but a 75-year-old release in 2016 fetched $28,000.
Wow, 28,000.
So you're probably looking at least that, if not more,
Jeez.
for one bottle.
So someone who
Sorry,
buys
decanter.
one or
So
two of
hang
them.
on a second. We don't know if it was going to be $50,000 or
it could very well be.
It could have been $60,000.
True.
Wow.
Okay, well you both win, and then Shane loses.
I still will not. I don't know. I like his 1AD answer.
Yeah.
We're all winning.
It could have been. It could be a shitty bottle of scotch, and they end up selling it for like $40, and
Yep.
you might be the winner.
Well, I mentioned fourth generation of the family, so
You
maybe
did.
that could have been a clue.
Well,
Not
I also said
necessarily, though.
AD though.
I don't.
We didn't count BC.
That's true.
Fourth generation, not fourth century.
Okay.
AD, BC.
Wonder if there's any mead hidden somewhere that are BC years.
Oh, there's got to be some. Yeah, like some
Yeah.
cave in like Norway or something.
Yeah. That would be a cool place to find it and drink it.
They actually just recently discovered. I saw. It was the cave dwelling of a hermit king.
Say that again. It was the cave dwelling
Of a hermit
of
king.
a hermit king.
So
Okay.
he was
I
a
like
king
this.
in England when the Vikings took over,
Ah.
and he went into hiding because,
Yeah.
reasons,
die.
I guess. But it's like this whole like kind of like cave dwelling system, and they found evidence of where like people would come out to see him for like guidance and bring him stuff, and it was kind of cool. He's like one of the first like hermits on record.
That's wild.
It is. I'm totally fascinated by that period of time.
Yeah.
I've been watching like so many Viking shows over the past like half year. I went through like The Last Kingdom. There was another one I watched I don't remember the name of because they're all so similar.
Oh,
Just
Vikings.
Vikings.
No.
Well, I just started Vikings.
I love Vikings. It's good.
Yeah.
But also, I'm going through Game of Thrones season 2 right now. I
Ah,
decided
yeah.
to go back and watch from the beginning. So
Man,
I'm at
that-
the end of season 2.
Now, are you going to subject yourself to the last season or just stop?
I need to watch it all. No,
Okay.
I still didn't watch last season. That's the only one I didn't.
really.
I just missed out on. Then I heard all the bad stuff, and then I just forgot about it.
I wouldn't say missed out on.
All right, that's what I've heard. Yeah. I really like that first season of Game of Thrones with Sean Bean in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say first season's probably one of the best.
Any Dexter fans here?
Oh yeah.
By chance?
I
I
want
feel
that revival.
Yes. And I feel like they owe it to us too.
They
kind of the
fucking
way.
do.
Oh, my
Yes.
God, after
Yeah.
that ending? Yes,
The
they
way
do.
that
Yeah.
last season ended, I feel like, and the reason I ask is because I feel like I started watching season 1 of Game of Thrones back when it first came out, and my wife was the one that just kind of picked up on it and rolled with it. And then I got busy and just never really went back to it. But from what I hear about the last season of Game of Thrones, is it is the equivalent to them kind of like being strung along all these years and watching it and being so like indebted to this series and then be given that kind of the last season. To me, that's how I felt with Dexter,
Right.
because I watched, at the time Showtime, Netflix wasn't a whole thing yet, so I was paying for Showtime every season so I could watch this, and then they released the last season. I'm like, what is this trash?
All right, so Dexter's his sister was Deborah, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we at with her? Hot body, weird face, or weird body, hot face?
Changes throughout the season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, her face just morphs.
So she's coming back, but she played his sister on the show, but was his wife in real life.
Yvonne Strauss.
Oh, I didn't know
Wait,
that.
It is his
Really?
wife. Yeah, it's his
Yes.
wife.
Still is?
No, they got divorced.
Oh.
But
Probably because he was a serial killer.
well,
Kiss his sister.
she's coming back for the revival, as is John Lithgow.
Now that was the best season of Dexter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
John
Which-
Lithgow was
which one was
season
that?
5, I think.
The what?
The family killer.
Yeah.
Oh, the older was that
Yeah.
the one where he had the alter ego
Yeah.
with the younger?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was one of my favorite
Yeah.
seasons of the series.
John Lithgow was so good in that.
Yeah.
It's
season.
amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, then they ended it like they did. Just,
Ooh,
Something
lager.
a little lighter.
Let's
Change
do
up.
it.
Works for me. High wire.
So,
High wire lager.
High wire lager, nice, clean. Good friend of the show, good friend of ours, Emily.
Emily is awesome.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what they pay her, but it's not enough.
She used to work. She used to work actually at Total Beverage.
Yep.
Oftentimes, and she was kind of the beer person. And I walked in, and she was like, "Oh, you had this last week," and I was like, well, "Cool, you remember what I had?" And she was like, "You want to try this?" And I bought every damn one of them. I was like, "Sure, I'll buy it." But she has a way of noticing people's palates and just going with it.
Oh yeah.
And then when she was leaving, she said she was leaving, and she got a rep as. Thank you, Mitch. She got a rep for High Wire. I was like, well, good on her. It's going to suck for me because, I don't have that personal concierge service anymore
Right.
when I walk into a beer store. But, yeah, good on her. We're actually trying
Well, it's
to...
kind of like Kat, who you guys had on the show recently.
Yeah.
How I used to go see her at the Flying Saucer.
Yeah,
Love
And
Kat.
she was that kind who could like really dial it in.
100%. Yeah, Kat is cut from the same cloth, basically, as Emily. And when she used to work at the Flying Saucer, very similar. You walk in and she'd be like, well, you want to try this? I actually met her through my wife's best friend. They were kind of good friends together. So that's how I got a chance to meet her. And then she left Flying Saucer and went to work with, I think it was Four Sons for a while, and then jumped over with Rheingeist and just hasn't really looked back since.
Right now, she's
Right
doing
on.
a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. She's one of those people that Facebook always suggests as a friend.
Yes.
So like when you had her on, you like I think you guys put up some media and a picture. I'm like, I know that girl. She's
Oh,
got a very
okay.
unique style, like like pinup,
Like
almost.
a 50 style?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
She's
she's
cool.
super cool, man.
Yeah.
She's real good people.
I've never met her, but she's cool.
She's a sweet
yeah.
she's a sweet in personality as she is way she's just cool people all around.
Mhm.
This is a good palate cleanser, by the way. Like it's got a lot of taste to it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's a good welcome from break from the stouts that we've had. Yeah, this is really good. Where's the can? I want to see that.
Right here.
High wire lager, light and crisp.
Yeah, I'm not even a huge lager guy, but I love this lager.
4.6.
It's just so well balanced and bodied.
That's what we should be drinking when it's hot outside.
Yes.
Not 13% coffee imperial stouts.
Honestly, if we don't get through all of these, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's whatever. Yeah, whatever we decide to do. And we've been talking for a couple of weeks now, just trying to get things set up and lined up and stuff. I'm like, yeah, let's we'll throw which way tell you guys what we're bringing or whatever, and like it kind of trickled in at the last minute, whatever, and. Had I thought about it, so that's would be like, maybe I should bring some IPAs or something instead because we all showed up with heavy ass stouts.
Yeah.
Well, we started off with the IPA from Half Batch.
That's
so.
true. That's true. Yeah.
I did go to Main Street Liquors and a few places trying to find collaborative beers that weren't stouts. And it was a little difficult this time around.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I've got one that I'm hanging on to. I shared it at the. Actually, you might have had a taste at the bottle share at Tennessee Brewworks. It was a collaboration between Tactical Brewing in Orlando and there's like a local coffee company.
Oh, I think I missed that one.
It was a golden ale, cafe con leche inspired.
Ooh.
I've still got a bottle. I'm going to bring it to the next share if you guys are there.
Okay.
Because I want to share with as many people as I can because it's a
What's
fucking 4.75.
What's the style again?
It's a cafe con leche inspired golden ale. So it tastes just like you're drinking an iced coffee.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it is amazing.
That style is always weird to me. It's like, like coffee stout's one thing when you're like, oh, it's a white stout or a coffee lager or coffee. Like that to me, that's like doing like a sour stout or sour IPA. It's like two styles of beers that I wouldn't think mixing together would actually taste good, but maybe it does.
This one fucking works.
Awesome.
I'll tell you that.
Man. Yeah, I don't think I had that one.
You said it was lower on the ABV, right? You say Forza? Or maybe you
can't
said
remember.
something. No.
It wasn't that big from what I recall.
Yeah, it wasn't like a crusher or anything.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be interesting to try out.
Yeah, we'll have to make sure we're there on that beer share day.
Yeah, because you can only get it in Orlando.
Ah, of course.
But if you're ever in the Orlando area, Tactical Brewing Company, they're in the Baldwin Park area of Orlando. Phenomenal beer. Every single one of their damn beers. It's a veteran owned and operator. They're all a bunch of Marines. They like to wear their see, in the Army you would call them Ranger panties.
Shorty shorts.
Like the silkies. I think they call them silkies. They're like the short shorts.
The catch me, fuck me shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
So
are cool.
they like to wear those when they're slinging beers, and they've all got like fantastic legs and asses. I mean, I'm just saying.
I still have mine. I have two pair of my catch me, fuck me shorts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought he said he still has his fantastic ass and nice pair of legs.
I do still have a fantastic ass. Yes. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah, I need to hit the gym for that.
Same here.
I do
Same
my
here.
daily squats.
There you go.
He goes to twerk class twice a week.
Twerk class.
Don't knock it till you try it.
That's all right.
Any Mythos members here? I know Mitch and I are. Do you guys do the Living Waters Mythos
The
Club?
only membership I have is the Mug Club at Casual Pint.
Casual
Because I
Pint.
don't get out into Nashville enough
Yeah.
to really make anything like that worth it.
Okay. I think August 6th is when they're doing the Mythos Club night. They're
Oh, okay.
closing down. I got the email from
Oh.
them this morning. Yeah.
I haven't looked at my email yet. Yeah. Man, I joined too many clubs this year.
My only membership is the saucer, the flying saucer. That's it. I don't know.
I did join Craft Brewed. I haven't hardly used it. I feel bad about that because I'm just ripping myself off at this point.
Well, there's so many.
Yeah.
There is. I mean, there's no shortage of craft beer in Nashville. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And more's coming.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
much more.
We got that new one opening up in Murfreesboro soon. So
Oh,
that's gonna
shoot.
be good.
I know there's one in Gallatin opening up too. Big Trouble.
Okay.
And Big Trouble Brewing a play on and style play on Big
Trouble in Little China?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that movie. That's such a classic.
Yes.
They don't make movies like that anymore.
They don't. I really miss a lot of those older movies, the 80s, 90s movies where there's a little cheese in it, but there's just I don't know how to explain it because I'm
Same
not.
time, Tango and Cash came out the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
You know, so many good one-liners and stuff
Yes.
like that.
Gosh, the one-liner. That was a one-liner decade, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned on the way over that Cedar Glade is opening up their place, right?
Yes.
And not 100% confirmation on this is what we were told, but they said they were going to have a podcast studio on site.
Whoa.
Really?
Yes.
So
Are
probably
they-
like just like a little room, maybe some soundproofing that shows can come in and do. So that might be something to check out in the future.
Where are they
That'd be
located
cool.
out of?
Right
They're in
there.
Murfreesboro.
Okay, so that is the Murfreesboro brewery that you
Yes,
said was opening.
that's the
Okay,
one, yeah.
gotcha. Nice.
Yeah, I just spoke with them a couple of days ago, and yeah, they've offered invitation to come out and check the place out to some of us. So
That's
I just got to
great.
give him a call. He lives 5 minutes away. He'll come let us in, check it out, and very excited to do podcasts together. And then also very excited to be able to have his stuff on tap at the Casual Pint once it's ready and good to go.
Yeah.
So he's kind of looking for his 3 or 4 locations in that area
Nice.
where he can be found on tap all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exciting.
Yeah, they're just getting started out. They're basically producing for events and stuff like that, but nothing commercially available just
Yeah.
yet.
correct.
That could be the best kind though sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean the guys that run it are part of like the Murfreesboro craft beer, the Brewers Guild, right?
Correct. Yes.
Ah.
So there's a lot of guys in that group that make a lot of really good beers. There's actually a guy right around the corner. Like his house is literally directly behind me. I was walking by one day and I had my Panther Creek shirt on. And he's like, "Oh, you like Panther Creek?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know them?" He's like, "Yeah, you know something Brewers Guild." He's like, "Hey, wait here." He goes down to his basement, gets a red ale that he brewed, brings me out a beer. Like it
Nice.
was good.
Wow.
Like that's a good neighbor right there.
Heck yeah.
Keep
Man.
him around.
Right,
Yeah.
definitely. All right.
We're up for another.
Knock knock.
Let's
this
do
last
that.
coffee one.
Yeah.
All right. Knock knock. Barrel aged imperial stout. Knock knock. Who's there? Charming blend of stouts aged 14 to 25 months in bourbon barrels alongside resonant beats of crema, coffee, marshmallow, Ugandan vanilla, and milk sugar.
Ooh.
I hope the milk sugar is not too overpowering in this, because I know that
True.
Bearded Iris has whenever they do their yearly anniversary releases and stuff like that, there is no shortage of flavor in those beers. I mean, it's
Yeah.
8 or 9 different flavors, and they can brew it in such a way where you can taste them all distinctly. But I do remember having some Bearded Iris with milk sugar, and I just went, "Whoa!" Like that is super, super sweet. So I'm hoping it's not too over the top. That was when they released, I think, with their last anniversary, was it, or was it the one before?
This is from
Their
this
4
year.
this year. Okay, so it was their
Yes.
5th anniversary party. They also did the triple home style with was it with Cryo Citra as well, because the home style's the all mosaic
Right.
Yeah.
beer, and then they did a I think it might have been Cryo
I think so.
with Citra hops as well. For me, thanks Mitch. Triple home style was just like super boozy for me. I think it was 10%, so it was really sweet. So I prefer double home style over the triple, but once they added that Citra hop, that
Triple home
cryo
style
in the
is
end, it was
really
just
like
perfect for me.
Peak bearded iris.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I've got 3 more of those in my fridge at home, along with
Ooh.
2 rhythm and 2 rhyme.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
So it's
You spent some money the last few months, haven't you?
my wife. She is a huge fan of bearded iris.
Mm.
You're doing it for her.
Well, she got them. No, that's her money. She bought those, so I don't touch those unless
Oh.
because honestly, to be fair,
To be fair,
I'm not a huge fan of hazies.
Okay.
The New England style,
Right.
not
Yeah.
my jam. I'm more West Coast.
Gotcha.
So those are things she buys for her.
More her
Yeah.
style things.
you know,
Yeah.
and I'll split one with her, what have you. But I'm more West Coast.
Nice.
Give it to me dank and piney and smell like cat piss and weed.
Yeah. I had a weed beer yesterday. Hold on.
Was it the?
Yeah, yesterday. CBD.
You forget what day
yeah.
or how many in?
Suddenly, I thought it was the middle of a work week. I don't know why. It just the beer is hitting, I guess. But there was a function going on with Bad Luck Burger and one of the CBD stores down here, and there's a guy from was it Tennessee Brew Works or something, but they had like a testing with terpenes and whatnot, and
Oh, nice.
just pouring it for people that are can prove their age. So yeah, it was interesting. The terpenes really do bring a whole different kind of nose and taste to their IPA that they were serving that day. So
I'm really, really, really enjoying this knock knock.
yeah, this knock knock had a really good nose to it. I haven't taken a sip yet.
Knock knock, I'm there.
Right. With bells on.
Ooh, it's warmed up just enough
I
too.
like the
exactly.
I like the ending. The taste of it's good. I assume that's the milk sugar.
It's got to be. Yeah.
It's got that creamy, like distinct sugary taste at the end. It's not it's too sweet beer taste
No.
where it's just too much.
Right.
It distinctly shows itself at the end. I really like this.
Yeah, I think it's very well made.
just slides off the back of the tongue.
Mhm.
Very nice.
I can taste barrel aged too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's the alcohol?
A little
10%.
oily.
10%. Okay.
Hmm.
This
What-
actually
Oily, you said?
Yeah.
this drink's heavier to me than the what
the
was the stout?
13%
The
of the
13% stout that we
I
had.
thought so too.
Yeah, the flat earth.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, that one was 13%, and in my opinion, this bearded iris, this knock knock, actually drinks heavier than that, and it's a whole three percentage points lower. I really like this one.
Solid.
Anyone else feeling a little warm?
It does. It warms you.
Yeah.
Warms that trachea on the way down.
Uh-huh.
Gets you right in the chest too.
This is a winter warmer for me.
Warm up my chesticles.
Chesticles, yes.
So the 8 biggest craft brewery trends to watch in 2021.
Oh boy.
I'll tell you which one is not.
Okay.
yes.
That would be the seltzer beer because the Boston Beer Company just took a 26% hit in revenue in this past quarter.
I may or may not own a few shares of Boston beer, and Friday kind of hurt a little bit, or
So-
Thursday or Wednesday,
so you're
whatever it
aware.
was. I'm very much aware. Yeah. Actually, believe it or not, and this was actually going to be my way of doing it, but number 6, the rise in craft seltzers. So I think it kind of had a good run up for the first few months, but I'm starting to see.
Maybe the market's saturated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it. In no way, shape, or form do I think the craft beer industry is saturated, because
Absolutely not.
you're seeing all these breweries pop up, and if it was saturated, you'd be seeing more closed down than you actually see open, but that's not the case. But that being said, you take seltzers and kind of move that to a portion of it. I think seltzers are kind of starting to go by the wayside a little bit.
Yeah.
There's 7 more. Does anybody want to guess any of the 8 biggest craft brewery trends to watch for in 2021? Now, we'll give a hint. Keep in mind that
Fruited
we're
IPA.
coming off of fruited IPA.
Yes.
No,
Milkshake.
no.
Oh, I hope not.
Kind of think. Kind of think. So this says trends, but I'll give a hint. Kind of think more of the fact that we're coming out of a pandemic and the way these breweries have had to kind of reinvent themselves. So not necessarily trends in forms of what style of beer they're making, but trends as a brewery as a whole, like what they're doing.
Oh,
These
days.
okay. Yeah, outdoor beer gardens definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So number
Yeah.
2, outdoor seating remaining crucial.
Yeah.
That's one.
Cornhole.
Having food
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah.
kind of a must. Also, that's
Yeah,
a third
food.
one. Mitch,
Though
any guesses?
on that same note, I also enjoy the places that don't have food, so I can bring my own food in. Because we have a lot of food trucks, and
I was
popping
gonna say I'm
company.
a sucker for food truck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Oh, definitely.
Back before Craft Brewed started having their own food,
Yeah.
Right,
I was there
yes.
then. and
I
after.
could get
Yeah.
a whole plate of Thunderbird wings
Oh
or
my
Thunderbird
God.
thighs
Yes.
and walk right 2 feet in the door of
You
Craft
might have.
Brewed
I
on
know.
a
You might have
Saturday.
been there that
He
day.
might have been there that day.
I may have been there that day, but yeah, I remember. I mean, the food truck was there all the time. He'd pull
Yeah.
up right next to the little patio there,
Yep.
Mhm.
and yeah, he was there. And that food
Thunderbird was there for a
amazing
while.
for a long time.
Yeah.
and he just up and left one day.
Yeah,
without
I think
telling
he
us.
decided to kind of do catering. Oh, really?
Well, the truck,
Okay.
from what I understood, died in
Yeah.
some way or another with the motor. So I mean,
So he ended up going from there over to the original Southern Grist location for a while.
Uh-oh.
didn't know that. Yeah.
So yeah, that's where he
okay.
got. That's where he moved to. Was the new
Okay.
Southern Grist location. Anyway,
Just park the truck there since it didn't move.
I guess so.
Right. Yeah.
But his food was amazing, and yes, those were
His
good
seasoning
times
were
when you could
so
just get it
good.
and walk in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I've got to try is Hertz Hot Chicken. I keep
Oh,
seeing
it's
so,
so
many
good.
good. Like I've got so many friends swear by it.
Is that the one that we had
Yeah,
at
Shane
Blossom
Rogers
Cellar Door?
does
Oh,
it with
Shane
pierogies.
good.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Shane Rogers will make Rogers will
Rogers.
make the hot chicken pierogies
Really?
over at Barrique with Hertz Hot Chicken.
Yeah.
Man.
I haven't had the pierogies yet.
I
but-
gotta try them
yeah,
sometime.
Same.
'Cause, I
That-
mean, like homemade, like handmade pierogies with hot chicken. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
You can't beat that.
They
I
make
mean,
the hot. They do the hot chicken cheese fries too.
They
don't
do.
Oh
they?
my god.
It is
Yeah.
a heart attack in a plate. Like,
Oh yeah, I think they have like
seriously.
a hot chicken pizza, maybe.
They have a
Probably.
hero as
They
well.
do a gyro. They do cheese fries. I mean, it's
the
everything
works,
I've had
and
from
it's
them is
like
good.
it's still keeping the hot chicken like flavor profile the way it is,
Yeah.
like how it should be, kind of thing. I had the years ago the Party Foul Poultrygeist.
Oh jeez.
It's an abomination of hot chicken. You'll get several bites in, and
Shit yourself.
you might,
at the table.
but you'll be chewing on gravel before it happens because you can't taste or feel anything except the texture of your food at that point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it was an experience. I was like, this is probably the hottest, but it is not pleasant.
That's how I felt about the Blazing Wing Challenge at Buffalo
Yes,
Wild Wings. I did that
yes.
one year, and like,
Blazing Wing Challenge.
yeah, it's 12 Blazing Wings in 6 minutes, and you
Okay.
get a T-shirt or something.
Right. Yeah.
I don't recommend it.
No.
Sound like
It's not
fun.
worth it.
I didn't.
But no, I mean after a minute, like your whole face just goes numb. You know,
Yeah.
it's not hot anymore. You just don't feel anything.
They're
Right.
probably using those extracts or whatever just to pump it up and make you feel.
So when I did it was before they reworked the formula and started putting the ghost pepper in it. So even now it's even more brutal.
Oh gosh.
But I mean, their trick is they'll bring it to you straight out the fryer, so it's like just too hot
Too
to
hot.
eat.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had a friend in archaeology who he doesn't do archaeology anymore, but he wishes he could. It's just not the government doesn't really care for it. So his meals every day was that challenge. Because where he was, they would give you the meal for free if you finished it.
Oh, okay.
So it was similar lines, but he knew he could get free food, and he has an ironclad stomach. So he just
you have to.
I
though.
mean,
he
yeah.
nailed through it. He even had the Poultrygeist when he visited one year and just said, "Oh yeah, I'm a little gurgly, but it's cool." I don't understand, dude,
Wow. Good
because
for
that's
him.
got all the
I mean,
demons of the pepper family in it.
Just
from what I
walk
know.
in and do it wearing a diaper and a bib.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here for the challenge.
you will
That's right.
need both of those things.
Exactly.
That is a prepared man right there,
Mhm.
or baby, one of the
Or
two.
baby.
Yeah.
Man, baby.
And man, baby. Yeah.
I mean, no worse than that woman who drove all the way to Florida wearing a diaper, the former astronaut.
Oh, I didn't know that. No,
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this happened years ago.
Was this like a fetish thing or?
that's what it sounds like.
Not mine.
She was going to kill the wife of the man she was in love with or some shit
Ooh.
like that. Like, this is like a true crime thing that happened a few years back.
Goodness.
But she was an astronaut. She diapered up and drove all the way to Florida so she wouldn't have to stop to piss or anything.
Diaper up.
Wow, she was focused. She was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna get this done as soon as possible.
She was on a mission.
Dedication.
Yep.
Wow.
Got to give her that.
That needs to be on an episode of Dexter.
The diaper killer. Well, I think let's take a rinse break real quick, Mitch. What do you
All right.
think?
Sounds good. We'll
All
be right back.
We'll be right back.
We're back from our rinse break.
All right.
Hey,
I'm refreshed.
that was not awkward, man. But I feel that. Like sometimes you got to bring the show back, and you just
Yeah.
the words don't come.
Yeah. I mean, I did get water, but I also had beer, so I've kept the journey going.
Yeah.
Stay strong. Stay strong.
That's right.
What are we popping up over there?
Oh, this is going to be the West Coast style IPA from Highwire.
Also from Highwire. Also from
Highwire, yeah.
That's a great beer.
Double dry hop with Columbus, Chinook, Amarillo, and Simcoe.
Ooh, hops.
Dang. What was the ABV?
The ABV,
Oh, wait, let's try it first, and
Yeah,
then
let's
let's taste it first, and then we'll guess.
taste and guess.
Because nobody knows the ABV on this.
That's
beer.
right. Nobody knows. All right.
Nobody knows.
The trouble.
West Coast IPA from Highwire.
So this is your style IPA.
This is my style. It's right up my alley.
Oh yeah.
I like the label they've got with the gradient of colors.
Shane, have you had this one before?
Right,
I-
it looks like an Instagram logo
Yeah?
or something.
It does.
right?
It does.
Yeah.
I have tried this one once before.
Okay.
Yes.
I've had this one before too. I really liked it.
Pass that can back over for a second.
Yeah.
If you could. I'm gonna do a little
Definitely getting
transfer.
some tangerine out of it.
Oh yeah.
Tangerine. Okay.
Do you get tangerine out of it?
That is the.
Looks can be deceiving. I poured this into a different glass and it was still full.
Right, yeah. The shape of the glass makes a big difference.
Ooh.
Your thoughts?
Ooh, the
Definitely
nose
got that
is-
dankness that you like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I don't dislike. If I had to choose one or the other, I'm probably more East Coast, but I do enjoy West Coast.
To me, it tastes a little bit different than what I was anticipating based off the nose.
It's got a
It
lot
does,
of
yeah.
floral kind of taste to it. I'm
does,
digging
yeah.
it.
I dig it. Though.
Nose and palate's got
That-
all that
that-
floral.
Bitterness, that acidity on the tongue is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like little dancing bubbles in my mouth.
That's right. Yes.
Bitterness stays with you on the end too.
Yeah.
Just kind of stays. It doesn't go anywhere. I like it. That's good.
Maybe it's not tangerine. Maybe it's like orange peel is what I'm getting.
Maybe grapefruity with a.
You get a little bit of grapefruit, maybe.
Definitely
is it?
citrus. I mean,
Oh, citrus for sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely. Would it be grapefruit or stone fruit? Because
I'm not sure I've ever had stone fruit.
me neither, but
You're
I
gonna get more grapefruit from the east stuff, but yeah,
might be more stone fruit then.
yeah.
Because I feel like stone fruit might be a little touch bit more bitter than grapefruit. I don't know. Less juicy, more bitter.
That would make sense.
That
Stone
needs to be
fruit's
somebody's
always-
tagline. Less juicy,
Less
more bitter.
juicy,
There
more
we go.
bitter. That'd be right. That's your tagline for an IPA.
Less juicy,
Less
more bitter.
juicy, more bitter.
Mm-hmm.
How many of us have ex-girlfriends like that? More bitter.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that all of them?
So, any guesses on ABV on this?
I'll go with. I'm gonna go along with the taste. I'm gonna just say maybe 8.5.
I'll go with 8.
I'm gonna be that fat kid from Varsity Blues. Tan, fucking tan. What was it, Billy Bob?
That would be Billy Bob, yeah. William Robert also, but yeah, exactly right. 10%.
Yay! It's like I knew it ahead of time, but I really didn't. It was a guess.
Nobody at this table knew that this was
Nobody knew
10%
that.
beer. I will say though, Mitch said he's going based off of taste alone, and he guessed 8.5. I wouldn't have guessed 10
Yeah.
on this beer.
Right? No.
I would have guessed lower than that. I would have, 8.5 seems like a good guess, but 10% definitely wouldn't have gone there. I mean, obviously, we joked about it before we turned the mics back on, like 10%. Mitch was literally reading the side, and we were like, holy shit, 10%? You can't recreate that, that aha moment, but,
Yeah.
a lot of us have already, like, I've had this one, you've already had
Yeah.
this one as well. And I remember drinking a whole can of it going, this was, it was easy drinking. It was
Yep.
really good. I guess I just never looked at the ABV because when Mitch pointed out it was 10%, it surprised the shit out of me.
Yeah. It's very well balanced.
But you can get in trouble with those West Coast
oh, absolutely.
IPAs because they can hide higher alcohols pretty well behind super dank hops and higher limits of IBUs.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised that this one was higher in alcohol than I thought it was, but it wasn't what I was. I was not expecting double digits out of that, but it was solid. I
Yeah,
liked it
for sure.
Yeah.
And it was very good to break up all these big heavy things we're drinking right now too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's got a nice Christmas to it too. Crispness, not Christmas.
Nice Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas in July.
Stouts will get you,
in
man.
July. I like that.
Christmas in
There's the
July.
name of the episode.
There you
Christmas
go.
in July.
Christmas
There we
in
go.
July.
God.
And that's
Yeah.
how easy it is to name a show.
Yeah.
There we go.
You just let it happen organically.
Orgasmically?
Orgasmically.
Perhaps.
Mouthgasm. Me. Nah, orgasmly.
We'll just make sure to get
This is when the beer's starting to
Speaking
kick
of-
in.
Okay, well, speaking of orgasmically, we did have
Wait,
a
what?
conversation on the way up here about, because I like to give people notes on
Roadhead.
how to taste
Yeah.
beer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when there's two dudes in the car, right? You're talking about.
How to taste beer. And I came up with a little acronym.
Hmm.
And as I'm thinking about the acronym in my head, yeah, Zach's laughing. He knows. All right, so the acronym, ASTMO,
Astmo?
which also kind of sounds like ass to mouth.
It does.
It does.
And when you really break down what I'm about to tell you, you're going to be like, that applies to both. So ASTMO, ASTMO, appearance. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you go to the smell. Smell your beer. He's over here doing things with his fingers. I was trying to figure it out. Sorry.
I'm just counting along with
Okay.
you.
Well, do you
Sorry.
glove up for this or not?
Sit on my face.
No, you're good. Appearance, smell.
Mm-hmm.
Next comes taste, mouthfeel,
Mm-hmm.
and overall. So when you're tasting a beer, you take all these things into consideration. But ASTMO, I guess if you're doing ass to mouth, you also take all of that into consideration.
You really do.
Appearance, smell, taste, mouthfeel, and overall.
There it is. Yep.
Astmo.
Astmo.
Yeah. Did you just get that?
No.
Oh, okay.
The way you said it.
You're just like Astmo.
No. Well, I thought it was Astmo.
Astmo.
But I mean, it works. Either
Yeah,
way.
it does.
Astmo.
ASTMO.
I like the way you present it better.
So
It's a little more obvious, I guess, when I said it, huh?
it's okay to go ASTMO.
That's
There
right.
we go.
In fact, it's advised.
Yeah. It's
Almost
the-
required.
It's the only way I'd go.
There was a movie with like 4 people that were Astmo.
Oh my God, the human centipede.
Yeah, I never saw that movie for good reason.
I watched the trailer and said no thanks. So,
Yeah,
but it
no.
was
Yeah,
a wonderful
who
concept.
sees the trailer and goes, "That's for me"?
right?
My God.
They made like 2 or 3 more, right?
What if they were vegans?
One other at least.
That'd be. I mean, I guess it'd go through smoother.
It's organic,
It's organic.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I 100% know what you're talking about, but just in case for the people that don't know what they're talking about, which one are we talking about, Mitch?
Huh?
Never mind.
Human centipede? What's going on?
Never mind.
It flew over my head. Whatever.
Yeah,
that
it
was.
was okay. That was a bad one.
Whatever.
Too much beer, I guess.
So I gotta ask, what's with the dual butterfly switchblades over here? Was
So-
that in
I
case we
noticed
got out
that
of line?
also.
For the barrel aged cordially yours, that's a wax top. I have a knife
Oh.
and a bottle opener of the same kind.
Oh, okay. See,
Yes.
I thought that
Your
okay.
knife's more suited.
First of all, that was really cool.
Yeah.
You guys are pretty good at that. I assume you both came from Latin street gang.
I'm a little white, but yes.
We're from the streets of Rutherford County.
The barrio.
That's right. The barrio.
Barrio of Rutherford County.
Yeah, this I don't remember where we got it. It was a Lagunitas bottle opener.
Yeah, there is no funner way to open a bottle with a bottle opener than something that looks like a butterfly knife.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun, but you can wreck some shit with it or maybe even drop it. So it's not
Don't let
recommended.
go of it.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen they've got that special tool now that will like cut the wax and then also remove it?
Ooh, yeah, that'd be handy.
Sure would be.
There
Well,
was we need a bottle cork on the end of one of those too because we did a recording a while back and it was one of Yazoo's funk beers.
It was when we did the Baker and the Beard, the donut pairing
Yes.
with the Yazoo beers, right?
Yeah,
Ooh.
and they waxed it and corked it, and I should have expected this being the style it was.
Yeah.
But I did not have a cork screw of any sort.
Right.
So I just used this handy dandy little butterfly knife and carved my own way.
You pushed the cork down in
I was
and you
gonna say,
poured it
at that
out
point,
till all
yeah.
the floaties came out, and then
Yeah.
you just poured the glasses on top of that. We
I
thought
just
we were
poured
in the
through some
clear.
pantyhose for a
There
filter.
we
Yeah,
go.
there you go. Well, we thought we scraped that, we're like, yeah, Mitch thought we're doing a good job, getting that wax off. And then the second layer presented itself and we're like scratching our heads like, how are we going to do this? We didn't have we didn't have a wine opener. So
Yeah.
we couldn't get that cork out. So Mitch just started whittling away with his knife till it was enough to just push it down inside the bottle and then pour the beers out. So real chunky sour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
little quirky.
A little quirky.
Right. Still came out fine, but yeah, it was a little bit of work. It was work intensive after a few beers.
I mean, cork is digestible though, right? Like, it's not gonna hurt anything.
I mean, it absorbs water.
It
so,
hurt, but it may not have hurt anything in the end.
It's a little
but
quirky,
It felt
but-
a little uncomfortable. Trust me.
But that IPA was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
It was
nice.
really good.
That was a good transition into the next few.
So we have two more, I believe. We've got the Impulse Buy from Southern Grist, which is a collaboration with Magnimos Brewing.
Magnanimous?
Can't say another one for sure.
Magnanimous?
Magnanimous?
It's 12% ABV. So the Bourbon County Stout, which is the number 4, the Bourbon County Special number 4 Stout from 2020, is looking for the ABV on this one, and I don't.
Magnanimous.
Oh, okay.
I'm not good with words. I'm just really not good with words.
From the Magma Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Magma.
Smegma.
It's from the earth. Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'll let you do it. Yeah. Do the Bourbon County Stout next. So
Oh.
this is the Bourbon.
Not as much as a psh as I was hoping for.
Not as much of a psh.
I hope it's not flat.
No, there was a little.
There was a little
bit
bit of.
I just-
Okay.
No, there was some psh. I always appreciated it in terms of audio recording. I want like that big can crack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the psh and the
Oh.
Same,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
The Bourbon County Special number 4 Stout 2020 is an oatmeal stout. I'm reading it straight off of Goose Island's website. An oatmeal stout variant of the original Bourbon County Stout, also aged in bourbon barrels that uses crystal oats to add a nutty character and a smooth mouthfeel. After barrel aging, adding coffee, both cold coffee and single origin coffee from Ethiopia, to bring out a pleasant fruity coffee character. Lastly, bourbon barrel aged maple syrup from Bissell Maple Farms in Ohio is added to provide complexity to the nutty oats and coffee to round out the flavors, ultimately reminiscent of your breakfast special at the local diner.
That was a lot.
That's a mouthfeel. That's a whole that's a whole mouth thing just to say it's a bourbon barrel aged stout.
It is delightful.
Yeah? Smells really good. Let's try it out.
Yeah, I've had like 3 or 4 sips in the time it took you to read that.
Yeah. I mean, it is a whole paragraph. And I did just learn to read, apparently, so I'm still learning my big words.
Reading is fundamental.
Yes.
Mm.
Wow.
Very, very nice.
Can you read that again? No.
Don't ask me to.
How about this? Just notes of
All right, if you're
mocha
listening at home,
roasted
you want to
nuts.
hear it again, just hit back 15
Yeah,
4
back
times.
15.
Right.
Okay, let me summarize. Beer, good, flavorful.
Yay.
Lots of stuff in it.
Develops in the bottle up to 2 years.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
Definitely feels a little complicated to the palate.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
And 60 IBUs as well. So supposedly more on the bitter side, I guess. But I feel like there's enough alcohol and sugar and sweetness in it to kind of balance it out.
Yeah, it's not
Because
you
I
get
don't
a little
really
bit of
get
bitterness on the back end.
Yeah, there's a little bit that stays with you, but it's not over the top.
Right.
That's super.
That is not one you can just power through.
No.
This one you have to treat like a lady with respect.
Exactly. You're not sure. 13.3.
13. Okay, thank you. That's what I was about to look up.
I could nurture this with a cigar or something
Ooh,
of the
pipe.
effect. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Grab some
Yeah.
good pipe tobacco.
I do have
Thank you
some
for
with
putting
me.
tobacco
But
on there.
You're welcome.
Just grab a good pipe and just go
Yeah.
to town.
yeah.
Just put a pipe with your choice in
Yeah.
that.
Works
It would
either
be
way.
great with whatever you feel should go in that pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Just put a pipe in your mouth and have at it.
That's right.
Puff puff drink.
Puff, puff, drink. Now that sounds like a really good time.
We'll have an episode that lasts about 20 minutes with that.
That or 4 hours, one of the two.
We'll forget it's recording and it'll go like 6.
We start talking about the origins of the universe.
Oh, don't get me started.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. What do you think?
It's great. I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to treat it with respect because
Definitely get that roastiness. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's that sweetness on there. Really nice on the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Actually.
This has class to it.
Yes.
Speaking of class,
Oh, put your pinky out.
that's
yeah,
right.
there
Gotta
you
have the pinkies up. And
there we go.
what'd you all think of that latest Fast and Furious movie? No.
I haven't
I feel like it was missing the great acting of Dwayne Johnson because he wasn't in that. Everybody
Was
else
he not?
was
What?
okay.
Yeah, he's not in
Oh
it?
shit! Did I just spoil it for you guys?
Well, no, I don't
thought he
give a
was.
shit.
I mean, I understand that it's a classic, and I
Was
don't
he
wanna
not in the
ruin it for
trailers?
you.
Like, I feel like I saw
He
him.
was
I thought
not
he was.
in the
No,
most
he's not
recent
in it.
Fast and the Furious movie.
Oh.
No, it was not.
Well, what happened to family?
They
It's
brought
nothing
in
without
Vin Diesel. Hello. I feel like they had, because they couldn't get Dwayne Johnson this time around. They brought in John Cena, and I can't tell you how many times in the movie theater when I'm sitting there and John Cena shows up on the scene and some jackass behind me goes, "I don't see anybody talking on the screen right now."
You ruined my joke, man.
Yeah.
Nope.
Sorry, Mitch.
Why is he in a movie when you can't see him?
Yeah.
I thought he was in it with John
Cena.
But no, that's even funnier.
Yeah.
Same guy that
probably
did a
the first
movie.
time, like-
Same guy that was in a movie with Amy Schumer, though, who complained about the sex scenes.
Oh.
Wait,
Wow.
Amy complained or he did?
No, he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's understandable. If it was going the other way, I couldn't see it.
Man.
Not a movie I would recommend for the record. And you're talking to a guy that has just like, I just shamelessly go see every single one of them opening weekend. Every single one. The first one to me was basically just straight out of my high school. It was just, So I just kind of fell for it and I just ran with it. And I loved watching
Oh
every
yeah, that was like
single
my
one of
first year
them.
of college. And I had like a Dodge Neon. I thought was the fastest fucking streetcar.
It was the fastest fucking streetcar. That night when you left, hell yeah, it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The number of people peeling out of the movie theater parking lot after seeing Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
That had to have been a nationwide thing.
Oh yeah. Actually, I was reading stats on. This is about 2 years ago, but I read when the first Fast and the Furious movie hit theaters on opening weekend, car accidents went up by 37%.
Whoa.
Opening weekend of the Fast and the Furious movie, and you can't attribute it to anything else
85%
other than that.
of which were Mustangs.
Probably,
Yeah, probably.
or Honda Civics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lots with the underbody lights.
that's right.
R.I.P. Paul Walker.
That's right.
Oh, you really?
This is for you, Polly.
That's right. Ollie. Point Break with cars is basically the way to describe the first one.
Man.
Is basically, and I was hooked ever since. This last one, terrible. Wouldn't recommend it.
Kind of like the remake of Point Break.
Kind of like the remake of Point Break.
Also terrible.
Also terrible. Okay.
Never saw that.
Oh, it's terrible. Don't. Save yourself an hour and a half.
Uh-huh.
That's the thing with this drink. Like, I don't have any good topics that are high class. You know what I mean? Because this is a good beer. Thank you for bringing it.
Yeah, this is solid. Well, this one came from DJ actually.
Oh, you're the one that brought it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you want to take credit? Go for it.
No, I was not taking credit.
I'll take credit.
This one. So DJ brought this one. He went up to the brewery amongst visiting a few other places, and I just get a text one day. This actually might have been around the time when I had just finished recovering from COVID-19. I get his text and he was like, "Hey, I'm at Goose Island. What do you want?" And I'm like, "What do you got?" You know, he's like, "I've got like 7 Bourbon County brand stouts here in front of me." And I was
Oh my
like,
god.
so he just basically gets on Untappd, screenshots all of them, sends it to me. I was like, "I want this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one." And he was like, "Well, I got you the first one." I was like, "Cool, done. That's all I want." Yeah, and it's been aging since.
Nice.
You know, it's been
Wow.
sitting well. So, big ups to DJ. He sometimes gets on the show with us, guest host from time to time.
Nice.
So he's a good dude, good beer drinker. Cheers to DJ.
Cheers.
Cheers, DJ. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Man.
So speaking of movies, I took the kids to our first in-movie theater movie
Ooh.
for the first time yesterday since the start of COVID.
Nice.
We went and saw Cruella.
Oh, how was it?
Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And it was like it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something.
Oh,
Like
wow.
220. It was a long ass fucking movie. But no, I mean, the kids loved it. My youngest, like, at the end, she clapped, you know.
Aw.
I like, you're cute, but white people, right?
I wonder if that movie's going to spur another Dalmatian craze.
You know, there were 3 Dalmatians in the entire movie.
Oh, wow.
And they don't make you want to get a Dalmatian because they're very mean.
Okay, valid. It's
Yeah.
a valid point. I was a veterinary technician for almost 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So I can accredit that.
Really?
Yeah,
I always assumed they were just like
assholes.
really chill, like fire station dogs.
Right.
They can be, but
But they're like big energy.
yeah.
Kind of like Cooper, man.
Coop.
Cooper, I got a pointer.
Ah,
Spotted. Very
Nice.
much like a Dalmatian.
uh-huh.
Yeah, he's an asshole. He's still a puppy. He's only about 10 months old now.
Oh yeah.
But Friday night, my daughter last week, my daughter went to music theater camp.
Ooh.
We sent her for a week, like $350.
Oh man.
5 days, they go like all day. Friday night, they put on the show. And how you can learn the music, the
Wow.
choreography, just everything
Yeah.
to put on a show after 5 days is beyond me. But the kids did it. They fucking pulled it off, and it was a great show.
Nice.
Super proud of my kids. She had like, typically like the lead roles are going to go to the older kids, and then like the younger kids get. So, she had like, the bit, like she was a cheerleader at one point. She was a thespian.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, all this to say is that
thespian.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All this is to say that we left Cooper at home in the crate. We gave him like a rawhide to chew on, keep him busy. He's
Yeah.
a chewer.
Ah.
He chews he fucking everything. Like I don't even get to start. So yeah, I come downstairs this morning. He had gotten into the pantry, pulled out a box of those single serving like French vanilla
Yeah.
creamer type things, chewed them all up. So he was just like, "Oh my god, this thing has a sweet surprise inside." the
my
entire
gosh.
box. So I had to come down and like
Oh,
shampoo the
man.
carpets this morning before my wife got up and had another fit because yesterday, because of the rawhide we gave him, he took a massive greasy shit in the dining room
Oh, nice.
on the carpet, of
Dang.
course, not like where it
Of
could
course,
be easily
Not
cleaned
on the
up.
hardwood,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Where it's nice and cushiony.
yeah. So this was like late afternoon. I had
Yeah.
I had gone into the bedroom just to lie down for a little bit, and my wife, like, she comes busting through the door, and I could tell she's mad. And I'm just like, "Hey, what's up?" And she just like goes in the bathroom, grabs like we got this little like vacuum shampooer,
Oh yeah.
grabs that, like, "Hey, you okay?" Doesn't say a word. Like, oh, she's pissed. And since she has the door open, like, I smell it. I'm just like, oh god, all right, let me get up. I'll go down there. And there was like probably a pile as big as this hat here
Oh man.
of just like greasy, disgusting shit.
Yeah.
So I'm a gentleman. I pick up the bulk of it with the paper towels. Get a little of my hands. It's life. It happens.
Yes. Yes.
And then she goes back and she shampoos it. So she was really unhappy with Cooper yesterday. So that's why, like, this morning when I saw he tore on some other stuff, I'm like, oh, let me get all this cleaned up before she gets up, so she doesn't get even more mad.
Yeah.
She's about at her rope's end.
I want to rewind real quick. You said there's a place you can send kids for $350 a week, and then you don't have to deal with them.
Yeah.
So
And
I
this
have
is
one
the
of
most
those.
expensive option.
Really?
Daycare's way cheaper.
Also, they could go work for Nike.
Yeah,
True.
just like
And then you
one-way
make
plane
money.
ticket to China.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm considering options, Mitch.
So
Well, I don't know how old your kids are, but the boys and
18
girls.
months.
Oh well.
Well, they can't go to the Boys and Girls Club then.
yeah, yeah. You need a few more years.
Yeah, once they get like school age,
Just thinking here.
childcare gets way cheaper.
Yeah, okay.
Because we were paying literally like 20 grand a year at one point.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's insane.
Yeah.
that's a racket right
We
there.
found one of the lesser
And that's just for 2 kids.
expensive ones in the area in Lebanon, and it was I think it runs about $900 maybe $1,000 a month. So, I mean, it's a mortgage payment for all intents and purposes.
Yeah,
you know?
it
It's
is.
like, you can live in a house, or you can work your ass off and send your kid to daycare also.
Yeah, I mean, the odds are definitely stacked against you if you have a small kid.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, I got to work. But if I got to work, then I got to spend
for
$1,000
day-
bucks. So it means I got to make at least $2,000 a
Yep.
month just to make any sort of profit.
Yep. Or you can stay home and not work and take care of a kid and then go. But I mean, like, it's not going to be as expensive if I send him to daycare. I could still squeeze out a couple extra $100 a month if I wanted to do that. And it's just like, nah.
But then you're essentially giving up your entire month.
Your
for a couple
entire
$100.
month for a couple extra $100. Yeah.
I was in that boat at one point.
It's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my parents did it right. I'm the oldest of 4, and
Okay.
there's 5-year difference between me and the next one.
There you go.
Oh,
Wow.
you became daycare.
Built-in babysitter right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, summers, goodbye.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was good times.
And that's what's great about my daughter being the age that she is that she can now babysit our youngest.
Ah.
Nice.
And we hook her up. We give her some money because
Yeah.
we're at a point now where, like, typically you go out with your kids, and your kids aren't this age yet, but you go out and they see something they want, a toy, candy, whatever. You got to buy it for them,
No.
because you want to.
no.
Well, we don't.
No,
but
it-
yeah, I get what you're saying.
No.
I'm not saying I'm beholden to my
No,
kids.
you fucking don't.
My kid knows better.
Okay, let me clarify. They do not hold me hostage. If I don't want to buy them something, I won't. But a lot of the times I do because I love them, and it's some if it'll make their day or whatever, I'm gonna do it. But now that they're doing chores, getting allowance, now it's like, okay, if you want to go to Five Below and have like a little ghetto bougie spending spree,
Yeah.
use your money, no problem.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Done.
Good way to teach them responsibility.
That's
Exactly.
Yep.
something I definitely wish I had growing up myself. Just like through the younger 20 era, like whenever you get your first credit card kind of thing.
Everybody's been through that experience. It was like, ugh.
Yeah.
I lived on credit cards through college
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's like max amount, pay the minimum.
Yep.
Right.
Try to squeeze on by after the student loans came through, but then don't pay the credit card. Use that to like take your friends out for dinner.
But hey, you got
Exactly,
that free
yeah.
pizza though when you signed up for the credit card.
Eh,
So at least you got a meal out of it.
yeah, and then when you not buy another pizza, it ends up costing like $120 in the long run.
It's a gambit, all of that. It's
Yeah.
just such a it just
And,
sucks,
and,
man.
and these companies are so willing to send these cards to 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds.
Well, and here's the thing.
I had a platinum card at 19,
Yeah.
Talking about credit cards, how about we crack the impulse buy?
Sounds good to me.
Hey, good segue.
Yeah. Ba-dum. I will say they don't teach you the stuff you need to know in school.
They really
They
don't.
teach you
Don't.
a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Yeah, let me tell you how much stuff from high school I
Yeah.
don't use in my day-to-day.
Zero.
Right. And all that math shit.
Nobody cares.
Fuck
Unless
off
you're
with
going to
that.
be an engineer or a mathematician
Well, they tell you,
or
it's-
some sort of scientist.
I do kind of, some computer programming, but basically like database development. But to do what I do, they say, oh, you need like 3 years of math and you need differential equations, matrix. And I go, I'm becoming a computer programmer so that the computer will do it for me. I'm not trying to teach the computer how to math. The computer knows how to math. I'm doing it so that I don't have to do it. And they're like, doesn't matter. You need 8 years of math. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Did you get that pour?
I got it, man.
Did you put it right up close
Put
to
it
the
right
microphone?
up to the mic.
Oh, yeah. Richard, shut up. I'm trying to pour over here.
That sounded pretty good too.
Beergasm.
I heard that.
That clink, though.
That was me drinking too
gotta
much.
break the glass.
Hello, Colonel Clink.
Clank. Colonel Clank.
Colonel Clank.
Ooh, this smells impulsive.
Impulse by Southern Grist Brewing Company collaboration with
Wow, that's an interesting note. Magnanimous.
Magnan.
MAGA.
Magnanimous.
MAGA Brewing Company.
MAGA Brewing Company.
Magnanimous Brewing.
12% ABV double imperial milk stout. Zagnut inspired imperial stout brewed with coconut and peanut butter.
Wow.
Please tell me the coconut's not too heavy.
I know, I'm not a huge coconut
Me
fan. I
either.
haven't tasted yet. I'm just sniffing right now.
Okay.
Yes
I
and
can't-
no.
I can't smell the coconut.
You
so
definitely get the coconut, but you
Yeah.
get a lot more too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a yes and no on the how much coconut you get.
Really?
Oh, it's not overabundant, though. Yeah.
I didn't get to
It's
taste
subtle.
Southern Grist's triple coconut,
Ooh,
but
coconut.
Too much for you?
Yeah.
I don't think it was that much.
Really?
I mean,
I guess
I
I'm
taste
just-
it, but it's not overwhelming.
I'm a sensitive individual.
You're cocoa sensitive.
Yeah,
Is that a new illness?
I guess so. I
Like
can be whatever I want in
You gotta be
2021.
gluten-free now?
Yeah,
You-
it's a thing. I need
Coconut
this
free?
safe space.
coconut free.
I'm coconut free.
So this has a lot of that bitter chocolate taste to it, but then with a little punch in the side of the mouth with coconut. So it's like it's there, but it's not on the nose. Maybe a little bit of like roasty coconutty on the nose.
I get the
but
roasted.
Now I can
the
say
roasted
I can
portion.
do toasted coconut a little bit more.
toasted, not roasted, or roasted and,
Well, I mean,
and toasted.
either one.
Right now he's toasted.
I like to get both. I like to
it
get
be
roasted
both?
and toasted.
Yes.
I think they call that getting crunk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what the kids say nowadays.
That slaps.
You have to get on the TikTok if you want to see what the kids are watching.
You know,
and
I'm
looking at
barely on
nowadays.
Instagram.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Instagram's easy. It's just a bunch of pictures.
Man,
Yeah.
my nephews and nieces, all between the ages of 13 to 20, I say the wrong things every time they come to town, and it's glorious. Like, I love it. I'm like, this is lit. And they're like,
Nobody says that, old
no,
man.
yeah, nobody says that.
I was on the YouTubes the other day.
Yeah.
The internet's.
The internets.
Mm-hmm.
It's like saying I'm going to the Kroger's.
What is it
Alright.
with Southerners adding
Don't
S's
even-
onto the end of
No
everything?
idea.
Kroger's, Walmart's. People going to the Wal-
Liam's Neeson's is my
Liam's
jam.
Neeson's,
Liam's
yeah.
Neeson's.
That's what I appreciate you about you, Katie's.
Is that what you appreciate?
I'm super jealous. I
feel like there's a story here.
Shane and his wife got tickets to the Letterkenny live tour in like April or something.
February.
February.
It's February 15th.
Nice.
Okay.
They're going to be at TPAC.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would
That'll be
love to
fun.
see that, but I think at this point there's only single seats available, and
Yeah.
I'm like, even though I know
Unless
they
you
would
wanna
be in the
spend
same
big
room,
money. Unless you want to spend big money, it's single seats available
Right, right.
which I like Letterkenny, but I can watch on Hulu for $12 a month.
Yeah.
now. But the live show where a majority of the crew is going to be there.
Oh,
That would be fun. That would
Yeah.
be
that
fun.
would be. I'm jealous.
That's
like,
our
I'm telling
Valentine's
you.
Day plans. That
Nice.
and obviously dinner and whatnot. But yeah, that's going to be our plans. That's our Valentine's Day.
Now,
Yes.
isn't Trailer Park Boys, isn't SwearNet coming?
Same similar matter of subject. Yeah, Trailer Park Boys. I ended up getting the live tickets to the December 11th show or
December
something
show?
like that. Yeah.
I've not
wow.
seen a single episode.
Yeah, I never got
Sim-
into
it's
it.
similar.
If you
Trailer
like-
Park in Canada instead.
Okay.
Letterkenny, it's very.
They
it's
do
a-
a lot of one-liners and like
When they
their
get on a
editing's
Rambo,
quicker.
when they get on a run
Yeah.
about a certain word they don't like, maybe
Right.
moist,
Uh-huh.
and everyone's coming up with different movie titles,
Yeah.
swapping out words. That is freaking hilarious.
Letterkenny's got a lot of that
Just riffing.
wordplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I've said this many times before. Like, I am all about like wordplay and like clever lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
We were listening to the In the Heights soundtrack on the way up here
Yes, we were.
because if you don't listen to our show, I'm a huge Hamilton fan. Like,
Uh-huh.
I fucking love musicals. Hamilton is probably one of my favorites ever. But In the Heights came out recently, which was his first ever Broadway play,
Ah.
which he wrote both, as he describes it, as a love letter to the Latin community.
Interesting.
And also as a vehicle to get himself on stage. He basically wrote himself a lead part because on Broadway, a lot of these lead roles go to white people.
Right. Yeah.
So In the Heights is phenomenal. Like Cubano, Africano, Latino, Hispanic music. There's some hip hop in there. If you see the actual movie, not just the soundtrack, the choreography is phenomenal. The actors are all just beautiful people. Like, it's a joy to watch. It's already off of HBO Max. I watched it like 3 times. Almost went for 4th, but my daughter was like, "Dad, I'm gonna need like a few months," which understandable.
Yeah, I get that because my mom did the Sound of Music with me growing up.
Oh Jesus!
Oh.
And not only did she play that for me, the schools played it for me too. Every music class through
There was no
elementary.
break,
Like,
was there?
dude.
A female,
Yeah.
a drop of golden sun.
I actually went to that garden in Austria. I've
Oh,
been there.
nice.
It's actually super cool to go and check it out.
Ah.
Many years ago, but
Yeah, we sang those songs in like chorus in
Right.
elementary school.
Austria, good day, mate.
different
Throw another shrimp on the
locations.
bobby.
Put another shrimp on the bobby.
Yeah, different location, but close, very close.
Definitely a reference to Dumb and Dumber. Austria.
I'm glad you cleared that up for
Well,
me.
good day, mate.
I got it right away.
Yeah, As soon as you mentioned put another shrimp on the barbie, I was like, "Yep, okay."
Man. Yeah, I started Hamilton the other day, and it's really good. I'm not one for musicals.
It's so long.
Yeah,
it's
it
like
is.
3 hours.
I had to pause it.
That's expected. I mean,
Yeah.
I took my daughter to see it on Broadway January before COVID hit. and it was great, but it was such a long show, man. Like, I outside of intermission, I probably took 1 or 2 other bathroom breaks just because it's so much.
I feel like with live shows, there's always that energy you embrace, and you don't see Broadway recorded often. And with Hamilton, it was recorded and sent out, and I still get a similar energy from that from a live performance. I'm like, all right, I need a break real quick. But it was awesome.
Yeah, really well shot. Like they actually did it in 2 days.
Oh wow!
They did one day where they actually had the live studio audience, and then the next day was all about like the crane moves, the dolly pushes, the close-ups, and all that. And then they mashed it all together.
A little technical,
but that tells you like how talented these people are that they can put the exact same show on twice in a row.
Yeah.
And I mean, for Broadway actors, it's like time after time after time after time after time. That's like all they do.
Time after time.
Yeah.
That is exactly what we needed just now. 100%.
And I've been trying to find, like, I listen to Dr. Drew sometimes, and
he's still on?
Well, with Your Mom's House.
Excuse me?
Whoa, hey, getting personal.
All right, hold on. All right, I'll break it down. So
Denise Johnson was a saint.
So I've loved Dr. Drew ever since what was that TV show, like Love Connection or whatever?
Yeah, I used to watch him like in the late 90s. Right?
Yeah. He's awesome. He's professional, but has that little edge to him where he can bring in like, okay, you said this, and here's like my expertise showing here. And so Your Mom's House is a podcast turned into like a whole studio effort for Tom Segura and Christina Pazitsky. They're both husband and wife comedians.
Yeah, I know Tom. I didn't know his wife was a comedian as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Tom's hilarious.
Dude,
my God.
He's
the one talking
up.
about like, you know, it would be great to be an old-timey doctor where you should be like, you got ghosts in your blood. You should do cocaine about it. Just drunk as hell.
Yeah. Man, but they put on this podcast. It's been going on for years. I can't remember when they started, but I started listening to them before they had the video and all that. And they're friends with Joe Rogan and, you know.
Renowned astrophysicist.
Yeah, right. Bert Chrysler. Bert Kreischer. If you don't.
I thought you said Burnt Chrysler.
I did. So the play on his name is no one gets it right when he goes to live shows and stuff.
Okay.
Everyone doesn't do it right. So the play through Your Mom's House is like always getting his name wrong.
Gotcha.
And then
now, did you see the show he had on Netflix?
Yes,
like
the cabin.
Lodge or the cabin.
Yeah.
My God, was that funny?
I loved when what was her name? She I'll have Miss Pat.
Miss Pat.
She was along with the same episode with the guy from Community and whatever
Joel
her
McHale?
Yeah, McHale and that white lady. I don't remember. I don't remember her name. Anyway, both very successful people, but Miss Pat,
white lady.
Oh,
That one white lady.
Miss Pat is she comes from a rough part of the world, and she has her own experiences and brings it on the cabin episode. I think it's like episode 3 or something.
I think I know what you're talking about.
She's the one that gets in the inner tube or something on the river, and she's like, "Get me the fuck out of here, Bert!" Like, but anyway, that was my favorite episode with that one. But they're all friends. There's 2 Bears, 1 Cave, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura.
Bears, 1 cave.
Yeah, I mean, classic stuff. But yeah, I've lost the point of my message, but I don't remember where I was going with
That's
that.
the
other than
alcohol of the
promoting them.
beer, right?
It is. I've lost. It started and then it just kind of fell. But Dr. Drew, they have something like Late Night with Dr. Drew or something like that. But it's a whole segment with him and the team that puts on the podcast for Your Mom's House. Tom and Christina are on it occasionally. But it's all Dr. Drew again. And he takes on user submission questions.
Okay.
Which are crude, rude, and, you know, most of the times you're just kind of like, okay, there is a comedy to it. And he takes the approach that everyone wants, and they want to know more about themselves because our education system sucks.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he's filling that void for a lot of people who are, you know, younger adults.
And that's what was good about Loveline is people would write in with you know, questions about like, you know, anal sex.
Right.
They're not going to teach you that in school.
See, what happens is
What had happened was,
and just to be clear, like that's not ever like been my thing. But if I were to be into it, I would want to be like, I would want to know about it.
Exactly.
I want to be educated. Yeah.
It's good to have the awareness aspect of it, whether you like it or not kind
Sure.
of thing. And Dr. Drew's filling that void for a lot of people who are anywhere from 18 to 65. Like, because
He's
no
filling
one got
that
taught
void
it.
for people trying to fill that void.
Stop
Yes.
at 65, or does he go all the way to 69?
I mean, he does do 69, probably with his wife even now. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
it's joked about on there too. I'm not just saying that, but they've got a strong sex drive together even now. So,
I mean, good for them, man.
yeah, they're doing great. So that was my spiel about Dr. Drew, I guess.
your Dr. Drew plug.
Dude, I love that guy. He's awesome. He also loves musicals. So I keep meaning to go back and listen to what he suggested to watch.
Right on.
But yeah, that's the last bit I got on that. I'm going to drink my beer.
So, what's changing gears a little bit? What's next for the Poor Choice Awards? Like, do you guys have anything in the pipeline coming down that you guys are getting excited about? Or
Yeah.
kind of in
Actually, I believe it's August 6th. Is that Friday night?
Okay.
Half Batch is doing a big release at the terminal, the game terminal here in
Oh,
Nashville.
Yep.
They are going to be the house beer for
Nice.
the terminal.
Really?
Yep. So they're doing
Good
like a
for
big,
them.
Right. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good volume thing for them. It's going to be great for their business. Going to help them, keep on growing.
Yeah.
After that, we got to get with Brandon Jones from Yazoo.
Yep.
Nice.
Prost and Riot wants us on.
Yep.
Like we finally gotten to the point that we set out to last year before everything shut down, where we want to be out there in the community. As a community podcast, we exist solely to support local breweries.
yeah.
Sure.
No matter who you are, like even if I don't particularly care for your beer, like if it's just okay beer, I'm still going to promote it because
Definitely.
you're local and you deserve it.
And Nashville's got them. Like we've got so
Nashville's
many.
got like a ton of great beer.
It's
Like,
amazing, yeah. And I can't believe how many more are just being added this year into next. So it's a constant need.
Well,
They
that
need
goes
it.
that goes back to the whole, are we oversaturated yet? Some people say, "Oh, God, another craft brewery." Like, isn't there enough of that already? No. Well, one, no, there's not. But number two, there are more opening, and we said this at the beginning. There are more opening than there are closing down right now, which is, I mean, literally mathematical proof that we haven't hit that point of saturation yet. And even aside, it's an IPA, it's a stout or whatever. It's like there are people in the craft beer community that are always looking to drink something that they haven't tried.
Yeah,
but I feel like there
exactly.
are more people that are interested in supporting their community and their breweries more than they are interested in trying a beer. And if a local brewery opens up in their area and they're a craft beer guy, where are they going to be on a Tuesday afternoon after work? Wednesday, a Thursday? They're gonna be sitting at their bar spending their hard-earned dollars to promote and help keep that craft brewery alive. So that's just it's further proof that craft beer is not nearly oversaturated enough. Even in our area, when you're seeing this boom of craft beer, it's just we're not there yet.
Yeah, and it's getting to the point where like every neighborhood is starting to get like their own brewery now.
Yeah.
Where I think Smyrna might be the only town without their own dedicated brewery, which is why I keep talking to Chad Cooper, which like he's totally dead set on Nashville, which I get. Frequency 528.
Yeah.
They make good beer. But they're dead set on being in Nashville, which is good. But I would love for a brewery to be in Smyrna.
Right.
A place you can go to that has if not a food truck, then like a kitchen.
Yeah.
Some place with an outdoor area, some place to take your dogs. I think that's where people are at right now. Like you just want to get out and socialize again because
Right.
it's been so damn long.
Yes.
Well, with the oversaturation, like you were talking about, that came up 3-4 years ago. And then we had that whole ABV change, the law changing and everything, going from 6.2 to 10.1. And that was a huge resurgence, especially in this area, because everyone's like, oh, now we can kind of play with things. Now we can make these bigger, better things instead of these confines that we have to stay within.
Not only that, but the distribution changes as well that came out for home brewers and everything.
Absolutely. Yep.
Just distribution itself, like craft beer is going to enter a whole new kind of like medium, I feel like, in the next year or two, where people are really, really diving in.
Well, not just that, but we've got a meadery in East Nashville
Yeah.
who can only distribute right there in his area. But he's making some great stuff. Honey
By the
Tree
way,
Meadery.
did not know about that until recently.
Oh, yeah, Honey
as a
Tree
matter of
Meadery.
fact.
His name is Ross. Great dude. Used to work with Little Harpeth a ways back and everything. But he's putting out some great stuff.
That's awesome.
And he's so confined to his one small location right now. But with these new distribution laws and everything else,
Right.
I mean, I'm hoping to see him out and about. I mean, it's good stuff. And mead itself it's one of those niche things.
Yeah.
Niche.
Either way, I've learned it's either way because I
Niche-notch.
spill into both.
Right. So either way, I mean, it's good stuff and people are enjoying it. So why not? So
Yeah.
the more we can get stuff like that too, because it just branches out the entire craft aspect of things.
We talked about that a while back when we were with Chad at Tenfold, and we were talking about,
Oh yeah.
there's the whole distribution law changes, but before that, like you mentioned, the ABV changes. 5 years ago, you couldn't get Dogfish Head 60 minute in,
Right.
in a grocery store. You had to go to a liquor store to get a 6% beer.
Right.
Not that you couldn't, but I think 6.1 or 6.2 was the
6.2.
highest you could go
6.2 was the
in a
number,
grocery
yeah.
store. Otherwise, you had to go to a beer store. And like, why would a craft brewery want to put their beer in some place where you can't? I mean, number one, you can't get it. You'd have to go to a liquor store to get it, which was good. It created kind of that mystery in some sense. But when I'm grocery shopping on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon or whatever, and I go, you know what, I want a good beer. Now, when you go to even Kroger or Publix or whatever,
yeah.
you've got
You can get
all these
homestyle
craft.
at Publix.
Yeah, you can
I
get.
love seeing that.
Yeah, it's great. These 8% and these 9%. You can go out. Hell, I had a Highland pine. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was a 9% double IPA that I picked up at Publix yesterday. I got a 6-pack of it for $11.
Nice.
Exactly.
And
That's
it's
what
like
I'm saying,
I didn't have to go to a
grocery store
liquor
beer
store
is
to
where
get
it's
it.
at, man.
Yeah.
As long as you get some good stuff, like Wiseacre, you can usually get a few offerings. But you're starting to see more of like the Southern Grist. What was the other one I saw recently? Of course, Yazoo's always been there.
Right.
Sure.
But actually, like down in Lakeland, where my brother lives, Southern Grist and Bearded Iris have started to make their way down there.
Oh,
Oh,
for
wow.
them.
Which is really cool. Central
Yeah.
Florida. That is
Yeah.
a good distance from here.
That's a
day
drive.
trip.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I make it all the time. I'll be making it next week, actually.
Oh man.
And you're bringing back some goodness.
That's right.
Ah.
Yeah, Shane's gonna house sit my cat, and I'm gonna bring him some Florida goodness.
Nice.
on the Wiseacre that you mentioned, or the Bearded Iris and the hazies and stuff that. So we just talked a little bit ago with Wiseacre, and we were talking with the sales rep for them, Michelle. She's a real cool girl. She brought with her some their new hazy Bow Echo, which kind of likens to the way she described it. I kind of get it, I kind of do, but kind of think home style, but less on the juicy side.
Okay.
So great price point. I think I picked up a 6-pack the other day at Publix for a party that I had yesterday for like $10.
Nice.
And it was just like it fit that. It's like I had a few people coming over. They're a big fan of the hazies. They love IPAs. I can get a 6-pack of 12-ounce cans, $10. Don't necessarily feel bad about raking my wallet over the coals when I do it.
Right.
Really good hazy, by the way. Just figure I wanted to plug it because you mentioned hazies and IPAs and
No,
Wiseacres.
I actually just
works.
tasted that exact beer 3 days ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what'd you think?
Clyde, my rep came in, and I've known Clyde for years, Clyde Willis, and good dude, but he brought in a bunch of samples.
Yeah.
Six different samples of stuff. Most, of course, I've had before, but it was good, yeah. And I mentioned before, I'm not a hazy guy, but this is really nice. So, of course, I got a case of that coming in.
Nice.
It's definitely not overpowering. So
No, exactly.
That's my plus for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And along that same vein, one of the most underrated breweries in Nashville, in my opinion, is Honky Tonk.
Honky Tonk.
Because they make some great beer, and their 6-packs or 4-packs of pints are like right around the $10 price point.
Yes.
Nice.
Which is where I'm at, because as much as I love Bearded Iris and
Right.
Southern Grist and all these other guys,
$18.
Right.
I've seen Southern
22.
Grist go upwards
Yeah.
of 22
20
to 24
bucks.
for a
Yeah.
4-pack. you know?
I can't justify that.
It's really hard. Like
Yeah.
it's great, but it's so hard to spend that kind of money on a regular basis. You know?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Like to me, that's like, oh, my birthday's coming up. I'm gonna splurge on a 4-pack of Southern Grist.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Because I can't afford a 6-pack. I gotta get the 4-pack. No,
But
that's
no,
a
yeah,
good
Honky
point.
Tonk. I had their strawberry shortcake IPA.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
just came out. I brought it up to the casual pint, shared it with everyone. It is a great standalone beer, but it doesn't mix well with others, just because like the flavors in it are really strong.
Oh,
So if it's
interesting.
your first beer and you can move on from there, a little palate cleanse.
Yeah.
It's great, really, really good. And again, $10 for a 4-pack.
Yeah, that's a great price point.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a few Honky Tonk offerings from, I guess, just the 4-packs, 6-packs, whatever they sell. I just remember picking up, I think it was a 6-pack of their IPA.
Yeah.
It was great. And it didn't burn
Was
me.
it that one with the dragon on the can?
It was.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
That's the
All
West
right.
Coast,
All
which was
right.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Because West Coast, my style.
It-
But,
it was
it's
awesome.
solid. For
Yeah.
sure.
They got a blueberry lemonade. I think it's Berliner Weiss.
Yep.
They got that cherry one.
Yeah.
Really good.
I'll have to try the cherry one.
They're
haven't seen
making
that.
some great stuff, and like I said, they don't get nearly enough attention.
I feel like I've been to Honky Tonk before.
It's near,
It's
isn't
in the
it?
medical center.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you kind of have to go through these parking lots to get to it.
Right.
Mhm.
But I mean, so the location's kind of out of the way. But once you're in there, cool spot. I mean, everyone there is, I mean, just good people. So yeah.
Dumb question. Do they serve food as well, or is it just beer?
From my recollection, last I was there, it's just the beer.
Okay, so maybe I hadn't been there then. I remember I've had a couple of different Honky Tonk beers, and they've both been when I was out at a restaurant. And for some reason, my mind is telling me I have been to Honky Tonk Brewing when I sat down at a long table with a full menu of food and beer. But apparently, that is not the location. So I will digress.
They did us a solid. The start of COVID, they were doing like all the other brews were doing, where if you're in the Nashville area, you can place an order, they'll deliver for free.
Yep.
Well, being in Smyrna, like you're outside of the Davidson County area, you know. But me and another guy from Smyrna, we both said, hey, we'll both put in $50. So like $100 total order. The guy's like, we'll bring it to you.
Bring
And
it
he
to
did.
you.
It was awesome.
By the way, good way to wrap it back around. The #1 craft brewery trend in 2021:
Delivery.
direct-to-consumer beer delivery.
Nice.
Without even knowing it, you
Wow.
guessed the number
Full
one
circle.
answer.
Nice.
I love
Uh-huh.
That's
Nice.
awesome, and good on them for doing that too.
Yeah.
Well, in the area, in the Nashville area, Tailgate was the first to start doing that.
Yeah.
Old
Yeah.
Wes was in on those meetings and everything, so he was the one that got that push
Yeah.
for the breweries to be able to deliver their beer. So
That's awesome.
go
And
Tailgate.
correct me if I'm wrong. They were also one of the breweries that like didn't furlough any workers, right?
Yes, so there was a little bit of thing going on where we had to let the hourly people go for a short time.
Okay.
But once we were able to start delivering food, delivering beer, we would bring those people back. And for the record, I used to work there, so this is why I say the collective we.
Yeah.
But yes, so managers and everybody stayed on. We kept doing the thing, kept brewing the beer, and that's when we really pushed hard on all the 4-packs, the 6-packs, the cans, that kind of thing.
The to-go stuff,
the
right?
to-go stuff.
Yeah.
And then we started delivering the pizza to go as well.
Oh, pizza's great at Tailgate.
So it was really great because within each of the 3 locations at the time, which if you didn't know, they're now opening a 4th location at the
Oh, wow.
airport.
Did not know that.
So
But
the
good for
airport,
them.
airport is their 4th location.
Sweet.
So
that's
yeah,
gonna be great for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
they were able to.
Then you can
basically-
charge like $10 a pint at the airport.
Oh, absolutely.
They already
All
do
day.
charge $10 a pint for a Yazoo at the airport.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, with all of that, we were able to bring back all of those workers, and then after the tornado that hit East Nashville, also hired people from the surrounding bars that were out of work.
Right.
Good
That's
for them,
awesome.
Bars
man.
and cooks and everything else. So those that wanted to come work,
Had a job.
they had a job.
That's
something
the
you don't
power
hear
of
about.
community, man. That's
That's
why I
what I
love
like.
the craft beer community.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You don't hear enough about it.
Right. And it's just spreading the love. And
Yeah.
you know what? And I got to give it to Wes. He's doing a great job. You know, he's running a great business and he's doing his thing. And yeah, everyone's loving it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, that's what our show, that's what your show is about. It's just
Yeah.
spreading the love. I mean,
It really is.
you're not getting rich off of this, I'm sure.
No.
You're not. I'm not.
No, I guarantee you I'm not.
I actually took a day off of work to be here. So
There you go.
There
Well,
you go.
thank you very
So
much.
I took a pay
That's awesome.
cut to be here.
That's right.
Man.
So
Well, thank you. I hope the
That's
beer.
called dedication right
Yes.
there.
Dedication to the craft.
Shane took
Uh-huh.
a day off work to be here.
Man.
That's awesome. And we had a ton of great beers today, too, by the way. We left 1, 2, 3 that nobody has any intentions on
No,
getting
it's
into.
just too much.
It's
Yeah.
too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9?
I guess that's it.
I guess
think
maybe
that's it.
that, that's
Yeah.
a good dent on
9
it.
beer, yeah.
Like 2 hours.
We did good. IPAs, lagers,
The
stouts.
lowest-
Mostly stouts.
The lowest ABV was going to be the Shandy.
No, I think it
Or
was
would have been the High Wire
IPA
Lager?
Was the lager lower than
High
the
Wire
IPA was
Shandy?
4.7.
Oh,
4.6.
4.6. Okay.
High Wire Lager
really?
at 4.6.
Okay.
There we go.
Ah.
Sliding in under the wire.
What about the
Yeah.
Shandy? What was the Shandy?
Shandy. There it is.
Pontoon and your
Drum roll,
awesome, super
please.
colorful graphics.
Dude,
Their
their can
graphics-
art is some of the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love their otter fascination.
yeah.
The otters are adorable.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oughta known
Yeah, I
better.
think the High Wire Lager at 4.6 was the lowest. The Impulse Buy, I believe, was the... No, that was 12%. I think the Bearded Iris Knock Knock was 14.
14.
14. Wow.
No, this was 10%. You're right. The Bourbon
No,
County was
it
14.
was that guy. What was the
The
Stillwater?
Stillwater,
right there.
yeah.
That was our
Flat
big one.
Earth.
That was 13?
Yeah.
Okay. Bourbon County?
Ooh,
Feel
yeah,
like
I
that
don't-
County
14.
was 13.3.
13.3.
That was 13.3.
That's the
winner.
one.
All right.
Called it.
Guys, this has been awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
time
you. This is
overall.
awesome. Yeah.
We appreciate you guys coming out today. Poor choice of words. Zach, Shane joining us today. Half the crew. You guys got a couple of others that kind of manning the host back at home. So
Yeah. Jim is actually on his way back from his beercation in Asheville.
Nice.
yes,
So next episode, I'm sure we'll hear all about it
Oh,
in
definitely.
exhausting detail.
there is no shortage of beer in Asheville, North Carolina.
Dude,
Beer
that
Mecca.
Asheville is like beer mecca right
Yes.
now.
Yeah, it is. What?
Ash-
Surely he went to Burial.
He went to Burial.
Burial.
He went to Green Man. In fact, he put one of my
Ooh.
stickers up
Nice.
of my face in the bathroom at Green Man.
Hell yeah.
OG Green Man.
Yeah.
The original location.
Yes.
Okay.
Dirty Jacks.
Yep.
Nice.
I know
Nice.
exactly where it is too.
Yep. Me too.
Yep.
I've been there many a time.
Burial's awesome. Forestry Camp, you know, the new location space that they
Bramari.
just opened up. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So we are near the end, but Bramari was the only place that I tried. It was the first place where I tried a single hopped El Dorado IPA, and that was my first introduction to El Dorado hops ever without even knowing it. And I took a sip and I went, whoa, this is really powerful.
Oh, yeah.
And it ended up being one. Bramari, I was there unknowingly on like day 3 of their opening.
Oh, damn.
Without even knowing at the time. And then when I went back a couple years later, I couldn't even get a seat at the bar anymore. They were
Oh,
just
it's
so
crazy.
busy.
Using local honey and just as much as they can get from local
They
establishments
make
and everything.
good beer.
That's solid for sure.
Yeah.
I told him he better bring some back for me.
They
Yeah.
do not distribute outside Asheville, unfortunately,
Correct.
that I've been able to find anyway.
Yeah.
They did for a short time during the Craft Brewers Conference
Okay.
Ah, interesting.
a couple years back.
Okay. Then they had to pull back, I guess.
Of course.
Yeah. Asheville's great. I feel like whenever my wife will do she'll do the Disney Princess Half Marathon whenever she can in Florida. She goes
Yeah.
and does the 5K, the 15, or the 10, and then the half marathon. It's a little bit different this year. We've got a kid that I've got to figure out what to do with. But whenever she does that, I normally make my way over to Asheville. I spend the night with my parents in Knoxville, kind of as a halfway, and then the
Yeah.
next morning I'll go in and I'll just hit Asheville hard on Saturday. Or maybe Friday, and then Saturday kind of just visit the ones that I like doing, and then Sunday just take it easy and drive back. So
Nice.
I'm super jealous right now
Yep.
that one of your guys is in Asheville.
Yeah, he spent how long was he there for?
3 days,
God, it feels like longer.
maybe 4, 3, 4 at the most.
Yeah,
So he started or end of the week or middle of the week there.
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, like one day he had to drive down to Alabama and drop off the kids at his brother's place, I think.
Yeah.
Ah.
Or something like that. Then he came back up to
Her
Nashville.
brothers, I think. Wendy's place.
It's
Yeah.
somebody's brother. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, then then they drove out. They're actually heading back right now. So
Okay.
Nice.
We'll look forward to that one because I'm sure you guys are going to be talking about that as well.
For sure.
yeah,
So
And probably tasting my beer also.
yeah.
very
Ooh.
much looking forward to that your West Coast IPA,
So it should be
East Coast IPA.
It's East
Well,
Coast.
stop by the
East.
terminal August 6th, Friday night.
August 6th.
Yes.
Perfect.
And actually, I'll probably take some of those with me there because it'll be ready to go by then.
Nice.
Awesome.
Man.
Zach, Shane, appreciate it, guys.
Thank you
Thanks
so
so much
much.
for making it all the way out here today, studio. We appreciate it. Mitch, final thoughts?
All these beers were damn good. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
And thanks for driving up here because I
And
know
thank
it was
you
a
guys
little
for
bit of a
sharing as
way.
well.
It was a good time. We had a lot of good beer. If you're not drinking beer, start drinking beer. If you are drinking beer, keep drinking beer. If you've never had craft beer before, Zach and Shane sitting across from us might know a little something about craft beer. So if you're in the area, stop by. If you're at Casual Pint in Smyrna, stop by. Very good selection of craft beers and just a chill atmosphere. Really good beer cheese, and
I make that. That's
What?
me.
big fan of that. I didn't even know that when I plugged it, so that just worked
I
out.
make that.
So great time, good beers. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers to everybody. and
Cheers.
we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye now.